Wild Yinzers kicking through the door, loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, we don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud, heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
What's up? Good afternoon, everybody. What's up? Yeah, Finch, how you doing, brother?
Oh man, been a wild couple of weeks around here, buddy.
Man, it's the world nowadays. It's just wild. Everything is not normal anymore. I don't know what's going on, but great to have you here, Finch. You been all right?
Yeah, we've been okay. I don't know if it's like laryngitis or something. I got a cold like a month ago, and it just won't go away right here. You know what I mean? So it affects my ability to talk a little bit. But other than that, man, we're hanging out. Family's doing well. We had a little family excursion last week. It was nice. We got out of town, went to Ohio, but we still had fun. And I actually got I had a bank teller talk some shit on me because I had my Steeler hat on, and we were in Sandusky, Ohio. So I deserved it. I thought a tater whenever it happened.
That's deep Browns country up there, bro.
Yeah. I had an issue with my bank card. I was trying to take out some cash, and the bank, doing what they should do, trying to protect me, wouldn't allow me to take the cash because I'm in an area. I'm in a foreign country, essentially. I mean, we're in Northwest Ohio at that point.
Yeah, you're in the wilderness.
And so always having my Steelers hat on at the time, I walk in and to the bank, and the gentleman was very nice, very kind, got me all straightened out. He says, "Yeah, you're here. I could tell it's not a scam. Here's the cash. Gives me my couple $100 I needed for so that I could feed the family and have a good time and spend my money in the beautiful northwestern Ohio." And then this guy gives me shit for having a Steelers hat on. He says, "Duh." He told me to change my hat.
You know what? That just convinced me never to go to Ohio ever again.
I don't know what I was thinking.
What you need to call corporate and get that fucker fired.
Well, to be honest, I mean, I walked into the dog's pen, so
fired. I want him dead. I want that guy dead. Doesn't deserve to live anymore.
Random PNC Bank employee in Elyria, Ohio.
Done.
Found dead, wrapped, choked to death by a terrible towel.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the show. It's great to see you. This is episode 935 of the Two Dum Yinzers. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is the Friday installment, getting ready to head into the weekend, and there's no shortage of sports heading into this weekend, guys. A lot of things going on with our Pittsburgh teams and beyond. So much going on this week, but I can't get into sports until I talk about these two things real quick with you fellas. I just needed to get this off my chest because it's news stories that I've seen, and I thought if I don't talk to the guys on the show, I won't talk to anybody about it. So just these two quick things, and we're going to get into all of the fun stuff today. And again, there's a lot of sports going on this weekend. The first one here, this was, and listen, I didn't go into any comments on any of this, so I don't know what anybody said, but just these two headlines I want to talk to real quick with you guys about. First one. And if you could help me out with any of this information, it'd be great. Because again, I didn't look into them, but the headlines again were sure appealing. Let me show you this one here, guys. Quadruple amputee, pro cornhole player accused of murder in Maryland.
Yes.
Let me read it one more time, just in case somebody didn't hear that correctly, or they might say, "What?" Quadruple amputee, pro cornhole player is accused of murder in Maryland. Must be a Ravens fan, I'm guessing. But guys, how in the hell do you get killed by somebody that has no legs, no arms, no nothing?
So there is actual video of this guy at like a shooting range, and he somehow has like a little nub to where he's able to like get a little shot off.
Is that
enough to pull a trigger?
Now I seen a video. I mean, that isn't him, is it? They showed a video. Like, is that him or is that AI or is that
apparently it's him. It's him. Like out at a shooting range or in his yard shooting. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that. I didn't realize it was actually really him.
For what I understand, I'm going under the information that is him. And
I would imagine getting to heaven and you're standing in line. See, I imagine a big line.
He wouldn't be standing in line.
Well, you got to get judged.
Well, he might be, but he's no, not him, but the other guy. Imagine being the guy that gets murdered by the amputee.
Oh, okay.
And you're standing in line. And you're around all the other people who died respectful ways and heart attacks and cancers. And you have to tell everybody that you got murdered by a quadriplegic amputee cornhole player
in Maryland.
I'd make up the weirdest shit just to not say that that's what happened.
Immediately, St. Peter looks at that guy. He goes, "Was that guy a Ravens fan?"
Our first thought as well, but nonetheless, strange story, guys. Number two, this one's interesting more than strange. And I know that everybody's seen this one for the most part. I know a lot of people in the military or who has been in the military watch this and follow this show. Guys, individuals in their late 30s and early 40s will be able to join the Army soon. Also, the Army eases marijuana restrictions.
Looks like I'm in trouble.
Well, you don't fall in that. Yeah, you do. You're in your early 40s, aren't you?
42, yeah.
Mike, I think you do.
I know. I'm. Hey, man, I'm above the age range, baby.
Yeah, me too. But a couple of things.
Going to Iran.
A couple of things. To me, I mean, come on. I don't know what's going on, but the marijuana. How desperate must they need to get people to want to join? And again, whatever your opinion is of whatever, easing the restriction of marijuana restrictions, guys, would certainly not been on my bingo card of things for the military to do if they're trying to recruit or get more people to come. It's just something that I would have never, ever expected. You figure you get off the bus and these people yell at you for 6 weeks straight about every little move you make. Now you're easing up the marijuana restrictions. I'm just saying, what a world.
It's never good when you start, what we have going on in the world, and oh man, we start lowering recruiting standards.
Yeah.
That's not a good sign for things to come.
That is not a good sign for things to come.
You're going to have a bunch of people looking like us showing up.
Well, another thing is I'm hearing this, they're so desperate, they're paying well up over $100,000, or at least they're planning to get people to join. And, the bonus is the money that basically sits in your bank while you do everything. I thought, shit, $100,000 and you could smoke weed? I might be okay. I might do this. And again, I'm over the age to be drafted or whatever, but you know what?
Flash, Snoop Dogg joins the military.
Yeah, Snoop Dogg. Can you see the drill sergeant yelling at hi Snoop Dogg and Willie Nelson standing there? Their eyes are all bloodshot.
They got their army fatigues on.
Yeah.
First day of boot camp. You will salute me, boy.
All right, brother.
So with that being
If Snoop
said,
Dogg hands you a joint, you
Like,
gotta
salute
smoke
this.
it.
Salute this, motherfucker.
yeah, and them drill sergeants, they definitely need to be hitting the weed because they're on the high strung side. I would say nobody would disagree with that. But guys, welcome back to the show. There's just 27 days till the NFL draft. So much going on today. So much going on today. Finch, not only is there so much going on today, you can get on your television later on tonight at 8 o'clock and you could watch football. There's American football as the UFL kicks off tonight.
That's
as
right.
the Birmingham Stallions travel to play the Louisville Kings. The Louisville Kings are a new UFL team this year. Tonight at 8 o'clock, the UFL does kick off. Beyond that, they do play out throughout the weekend. There's a game tomorrow at noon between St. Louis and DC. Mike, DC, that's your team.
That's your team.
It is. It's a beer snake, baby.
And then 4 o'clock, a Battle of Texas, Mike and Finch. The Houston Gamblers and the Dallas Renegades take the field tomorrow at 4. And then on Sunday, the last game is the Columbus Aviators at the Orlando Storm. That is 8 o'clock Sunday night. And that's something interesting about that. Todd Haley is he's a coordinator. I think he's the offensive coordinator for the Aviators of Columbus.
I think so too.
I think Todd Haley did a good job here as offensive coordinator, so we'll see what he can do. Also, some other notable names: Todd Haley, Benny Snell, and Isaiah Buggs, as there's over 30 former Pittsburgh Steelers playing in the UFL this season, guys. So if you're into American football and you miss it, it's not the NFL by any means, but it is tonight. Starts tonight. UFL season kicks off 8 o'clock between Birmingham and Louisville. Also, guys, some more scoop that's going on right now. You're in the Sweet 16 of the NCAA Finals, or the NCAA Tournament. Today is day 2 of this week's games, which means once the games are done today, you're going to be down to the final 8 teams, the Elite 8 already, if you can believe it, Mike. Just a week ago, we were at 64 teams, down to 8 by the end of this day, and then it goes through the weekend, and we'll have a final 4 set by this end of this weekend. So much going on there. The winners yesterday in the big games were Purdue over Texas, Iowa over Nebraska, Illinois over Houston, and Arizona over Arkansas. The games today, 7 o'clock tonight, is Duke St. John, 7:35, Michigan, Alabama, 9:45, Michigan State, UConn, and finally 10:10. The late game tonight is between Tennessee and Ohio State. That is your March Madness. And again, Mike, we're going to have Final 4 by the end of this weekend. And then next weekend, they'll play the Final 4, and then the championship game will be first couple of days of the week. So this is rapidly happening. As I said last week, Mike, you blink, you blink. The NCAA tournament is already gone, and it's just a good example. Here we are. We're down to 12 teams, basically, right now, or something like that. So it came and went.
Oh, yeah, it did. I'm down to, I have 3 teams remaining in my bracket. So, yeah, I'm wanting this to wrap up because my brackets, it's the sea of red of how much I miss. So I can't wait for it to be over.
Yeah, I seen somebody had one perfect women's bracket, and that's got to be difficult to do. But nonetheless, guys, that is going on. The NCAA tournament, of course, is underway, well underway, in the middle of it, and it will be starting here 7:10 tonight. So we got that going on. Also, a few other things before we do get rolling. I do want to say this. The Pittsburgh Pirates dropped their opener, Mike. There was good, there was bad, there was ugly in this baseball game. But mostly O'Neill Cruz F's the team by huge early errors, giving the Mets the lead on the Pirates. Pirates never being able to rebound. They lose 11-7 when it was all said and done. However, Brandon Lowe, the new bat that we brought in because he's a good hitter, hit 2 home runs in the first game of the year, Mike, in his first 2 at-bats, I think. His very first at-bat, home run, and then also a second one. Pittsburgh Pirates start 0-1, Mike. They'll be back at it today, or tomorrow. They're off today. Tomorrow, game 2 against the Mets, 4:10 start. Mitch Keller will be on the hill.
Let's see if he can make it out of the first inning. You know,
we'll see.
I hope
if O'Neill Cruz
doesn't fuck up.
I mean, if Oakland Cruz didn't mess that up, I mean, Paul Skeens probably had a good first inning, but again, those errors were terrible. He's Pedro Alvarez 2.0. He is.
Dude, he's the worst fielding Pirate I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell's going. He $1 million talent, 10-cent head when it comes to fielding and base running and swinging at pitches outside of the area. He's a freak, but he has no baseball sense. It is. I don't get it. I don't get it. And yeah, he cost the team big time yesterday. And he's one of those guys like him and Big Sex, Brian Reynolds. If they play up to their potential with all the signings that were made in the offseason, should give the Pirates a chance to compete for a pennant and complete for to make a little run in the playoffs. And he's in midseason form already.
Yeah, you know what's a shame? He just played in the baseball world championships. I mean, it isn't like you haven't played in a long time, and so that
two of the Skeens and another pitcher who were like one of the last two pitchers to pitch in the World Baseball Classic. Both of them gave up like 5 runs and both of them got yanked early and got shelled. So just to keep an eye on something there and see how guys that performed or played in the World Baseball Classic, how they perform early in the season. See if that may have messed up their training cycle.
Cody says, saying someone is the worst Pirate you've ever seen in your life is really saying something. I couldn't agree more.
And there's been a lot of bad Bucko baseball. I used to be a huge Bucko fan. So I can rattle.
The terrible thing about this whole thing is Ono Cruz could hit the ball a mile and he could throw the ball 600 miles an hour. I mean, the guy has amazing freakish talent. But the simple things are the things that he can't do. And again, catching a fly ball, messing up 2 fly balls in center field early yesterday really screwed the Pirates. So again,
he's a savant.
Make him a DH. I don't understand him. The guy can't play the field and he can hit home runs a mile. Put the guy in a DH, but that's just me. What do I know? Let's move on to the team across town, Mike, on the rink. The Pittsburgh Penguins get a much-needed win last night as they beat the Ottawa Senators in a 4-3 shootout. Mike, with only 10 games left, the Penguins sit with a 36-20 and 16 record. They'll be hosting the Dallas Stars tomorrow at 5:00 p.m., hoping to keep their wins going, Mike, as, again, 10 games, and the Penguins are teetering. It could go either way. I mean, a couple weeks ago, I felt good. They lost 3 or 4 games in the past couple weeks to put us behind the 8 ball. But, Mike, Penguins get the big win, 36-20 and 16, heading into the Stars game. 10 games left.
Yeah, who would have thought the Penguins win a shootout, the worst team at the shootouts, against the Senators, one of the better teams against the shootouts, an 18-year-old rookie, Ben Kindle, with a nifty little move to get the game winner. Crosby left hurt. That just encapsulates the entire Penguin season right there.
Yeah.
And that game was a microcosm.
And finally, Mike, our other football team right here in Pittsburgh, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, they get the big win in the US Open game and advance to the second round on Wednesday night, Mike, with the 2-1 win over Steel City. They'll be playing next Saturday, against Sporting Jacks. Next Saturday at 7:00 is next on tap for the Pittsburgh Riverhounds as sports are well underway here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Guys, welcome back to the show. So much to get into today. So much Steelers scoop. Welcome back. Let's get on the board, see how everybody's doing today. Aaron Jade, here we go. Steelers Mike, he just set the tone for the whole weekend. I appreciate that, Aaron. I love the message always with the Rockets. You know that. Great to see you, brother. Also, Big John Stud, middle name Mud says this. It's been 1 day since the last technical difficulty. You know what? We don't even usually make it that long, so we have to be very thankful because again, it's usually more
frequent,
I guess. Also, Tortilla, what's up all the way from Sacramento, California? He says, what's up? Always great seeing Tortilla on the terrible board. Kellerhaus, what's up, bro? Always great seeing Kellerhaus as well. He says, the Derpy AI song. Derpy. And I got to admit, it is a really funny one. Maybe
it's a good one.
Maybe we'll out with it today. We will, if we can remember, Mike, try to keep that in mind. We can out with the Derpy song today. User Joe says, what's up, Users Finchy? What's up? Always great seeing the Ninja Joe on the terrible board, my man. And great seeing Cody as well. Cody says, Finch, what up, you big old pimp?
What up, pimp?
Always
big pimpin', spending cheese.
Cody from down in Texas. John, he says, was I too stoned and just missed yesterday's show? Possibly. Cody says, it could be worse, Finch. You could be a Penn State fan.
Ooh. You're right. It could be a lot worse.
Indiana Hoosiers, baby.
Aaron J, I couldn't find it as well. John says, this Finchy lay off the deep throat for extra cash.
That might help with the old laryngitis.
But Finch,
$20 is $20.
I gotta pay for these rising fuel costs, man.
I want to say what's up to Ellard. He says, hi, welcome to the show. Welcome to the terrible board. Great to see you. Also, Cody says, always bring cash on vacation. Always bring cash on vacation. I think that was to Finch.
Talking about my banking.
His Ohio trip. This is what you had. Listen, and once you first told me, Finch, you went to Ohio.
You automatically knew it was going to be a disaster.
I knew that there was going to be a disaster. I just did. I just did.
I thought of you right after this happened. I'm walking through the parking lot. I have to go back to the truck and explain to my wife and kids what took so long in the bank. And I'm thinking, I was doing this.
You know what? It's funny because I always
love this story.
I always say anything. Anytime I have to go anywhere or do anything, there always seems to be an incident. It's like automatic with me anymore. If I go to the dollar store, I walk out and that beeper starts beeping. And I didn't steal anything for F's sake. But every time I go somewhere, it's always something. It's always something. And as soon as you said that you went to Ohio, I knew there was going to be. It wouldn't be without incident.
Otherwise, a flawless trip.
But
there has to be that one jag off at the bank.
RB, he says, if it wasn't for the hat, I thought you were derpy. This is what RB says to Finch.
There's no green screen. Like, that's an actual background. It's not flickering. I mean, I got my shirt on. Come on, man. Come on.
You can speak in complete and full sentences.
Mostly, yes.
You're coherent.
Once again, I've got my shirt on.
And that's the biggest plus. But you know what? I don't see. But you know what? I trust RB's take, though. I don't see it again. I often see Derpy zooming in and out of the screen and disappearing in the background. Mm-hmm. So I don't know. But
you know what? This is what I got to say to RB and to your boy and to all these guys. You know what?
You just made the list.
That's right.
You just made the list. Jeremy, what's up, dude? He says, is Rodgers finally retired? Not that I know of.
No.
Not that I know of. We'll get into him a little bit here shortly. John says 3972. Thanks. I thought it was me. The guys haven't mentioned anything about yesterday or issues. Also, Dude says, afternoon, fellas. Always great seeing Dude on the terrible board. My man, hopefully things is going well for you, sir. Tortilla says, hopefully the bank teller is a better guard than Wyatt Teller.
Oh.
Let's go here to RB.
He did defend his team. I'll give him that. He defended his team.
Let's go to RB. RB says this. Curious to what Finch thinks. If we're going tackle, what would be your preference order between Fanu, Miller, or Ironhawker? How do you pronounce that? Because I want a guy whose last name is Hawker.
Ironhawker.
I've been trying to pronounce that name for a month and a half, boys. Good luck.
I bet you Mark Malone will want this person. If he knows that the guy's name has Hawker in it, Mark Malone will be all over this pick.
I'm going to go with that guy just for the name alone. I just want to hear. I want to be able to listen to Rob King pronounce that name over and over and over again.
Iron Anchor? Iron
Anchor? It sounds like something Jim Carrey would say. Iron Anchor?
Let's go to right here where Steeler Freak says this. He's going to learn a new version of cornhole in prison.
Hey, buddy.
Talking about the quadriplegic?
Yeah.
Hey, Peter, man, what's your cornhole, buddy? Office Space, anyone? No.
You know what? The lifers got to love seeing that. I mean, there's no fight in that thing, right? I mean, there's no arms, no loading.
They're gonna be like, who ordered a flashlight, boys?
It's a flashlight.
He's like a human flashlight. I know. Cody says this. If I could jerk off, if I couldn't jerk off, I'd probably kill someone.
Oh my God. Too. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Maybe a truer statement has never been spoken.
RB says the pulling the trigger isn't even the wild part. Apparently, he put the body in the trunk of his car. His car drove him 25 miles and dumped him in the woods. What?
The strongest thumb nub I've ever heard of.
I have. What? A quadriplegic load your ass into a trunk of a car.
Okay, maybe we should be sending this guy to whatever military hotspot we're going
Can
to
we
send the
get this guy to
42-year-old guy.
block for the
Yeah.
Steelers?
Right?
Just
He's
get-
our new left tackle.
Yeah, put him at left tackle.
He'd just be out there throwing people around with his little nubs like,
That's insane.
Scouting report. Short arms, but, he has good bend.
He's like the rabbit from Monty Python, the Holy Grail. He just jumps on the defender and
looks
just
like
grabs
the
him by his
Black
neck with
Knight
his
and-
mouth
Yeah.
and his little
He's
thumb
just-
nub. It just pushes him to the ground.
I love that little thumb nub.
It's a fucking strap the ball to him, letting Darnell Washington throw him down the fucking field.
You're right. Screw
That's
the
our
push
play.
push.
That's our play. Honk. Ain't no one stopping us.
You know, there
It's
was
too
a
bad
shot-
the tush push is illegal now because that guy would just
Did
just
it get
push
outlawed?
him and just.
I think it's still there. I think it's
Oh,
still there.
I thought they
Yeah.
outlawed it.
It
There was
could be
no
like a-
discussion.
Like a shot put. Darnell Washington.
He'd do the hammer toss. He'd be back there spinning
Yeah.
around. And...
I do want to say welcome to At. At says this, is that Jack Black?
Yes, it is. Voila! That's my Jack
Also, John says the victim body was discovered later that night in a driveway of a residence in Charlotte Hall, Maryland.
It,
How embarrassing. You live your whole life, everything you go through. You sit through school through every second of every minute of every day. You go to work, you have a job, you're miserable, and that's the way you die. You get killed by a quadriplegic cornhole professional player. What is that? What is that?
you got to be not the victim shame here, because I don't know any of the stories, but you got to
what's
be
the
questioning
motive?
your life choices once you see that little dude start pulling out a gun. You got to question every decision you made that led up to that point.
It's
'Cause
just
I know
unbelievable.
if I was shot by that, I would be one, disappointed if people were not roasting me, and two, I'd be like, what the fuck led me to this situation? I
And
can
I
explain any other violent act towards me, but getting shot by a quadriplegic,
And there's 8 billion people on the planet. There's probably trillions, maybe through the history of time. But I bet you any money he's the very first person that's ever been murdered by a quadriplegic professional cornhole player.
well, who, Austropatorius reign, so this guy can run.
Yeah. So there you go.
Ran so this guy could run. Okay, got it.
Okay, I knew it was a slow.
Hell
burn.
yeah, brother.
Like I read that the other day on Twitter. I'm like, oh, that's a good one. That's a good, and I kept thinking about it. It became funnier and funnier.
Let's go to Corey. Corey at Don't Drink That says this. I completely forgot to do the meme. I ran into a snag in one of my videos and got frustrated and shut down for the day. It's shaking my head. No problem, brother.
Oh, completely understand on that one,
Yeah.
bro.
Mhm.
He always has good stuff, and he's always contributing to the show. We couldn't thank him enough. Thank you, Corey. And you'll get it, bro. Tortilla says this: America has declared war against Ohio. We ain't
Bring
that
it on.
lucky.
Bring it on. Hey, bring it on. Bring
We
it on.
ain't that lucky.
Like, you attack Cleveland, Cincinnati, and Columbus. Just leave my small little town.
In that order, yes.
Yes, in that order.
In
The other
that
parts of Ohio are beautiful. Those three are stains.
Let's go right here to Corey. He follows it up by saying this, guys. This is referring to some of the things we were talking about prior to the show. Corey says, don't listen to that shit. It's all scare tactic to keep in low vibrational states. We have way too many volunteers. Our military is bigger than any other military, but send Brown fans. And again,
That works.
and Corey,
Yeah, just send Brown fans.
Corey does host a pretty cool conspiracy theory podcast right here on YouTube. Go check him out. Don't Drink That. And if you're into any conspiracy theories, maybe government things, UFO things, Corey has it all with tons of comment over at Don't Drink That. Go check out Corey's podcast right here on YouTube. Chad Schrader, he says, what's up, Ryan, Mike, and Finch? If you guys do a stream tomorrow, I'll try my best to pop in when I can, since I'll be at the Big 32. Hey, man, it's all good, brother. It's all good. RB says this: you can watch semi-pro football with Special Olympics level quarterbacking.
He's not wrong. Not wrong.
Steeler Freak says this: Mike, was there a glitch in the show yesterday? I didn't find it. RB says, I thought Haley was the head coach. I do want to say welcome to Packer Fan 97. He says, go Hawkeyes. Great to see you on the terrible board. Cody says this. He says, I come from a family of Marines. I decided to work the oil field. Long story short, wrong choice. Could have been in and out in 4 years. I'm stuck here for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, everybody, a lot of people fell into that same pattern. A lot of people. Let's go to Opal Rose. Opal Rose says, yes, I do want to say welcome to Opal Rose. And they say, in Cyclones, welcome to the terrible board. Some cheering for the Cyclones tonight. Some Iowa teams in the board. Also, Cody says, this saying someone is the worst pirate ever is like the worst pirate you've seen in your life is really, really saying something. And I don't think that he's the worst pirate ever. I just think that they need to put him at DH where he doesn't have to touch the baseball. He's terrible in the field. I mean, his arm, he has a cannon, but he has no sense of how to do anything with his glove.
He's a bit of a one-trick pony.
Yeah.
He's a Forrest Gump.
Tortilla says this. He says, O'Neal booze. O'Neal booze. Let's go up there a little bit to right here where... Go right here. Just Learning. Just Learning says, great show. We appreciate that, sir. As always,
Thank
Just
you.
Learning. Always glad to see you on the terrible board as well. Hope things are going well for you. Tortilla. Anything that starts with an O sucks. O'Neal Cruz, Ohio, or Vlosky. You know what? He's on to something. He is on to something. Steeler Freak says, C4Z, the best interactive Steeler podcast on the tube. We appreciate that, bro.
Thank you.
John, of course, one of the OGs. He's been with us for many of years. Don't Drink That says Derpy looks like Homer Simpson. Looks like the Homer Simpson meme where he disappears backwards into the bushes.
Yeah, this green screen.
that is Derpy to a T.
It really does. And if you know the meme, you know exactly what he's talking about. Corey says at RB, Chris Redmond is the head coach, and Haley is the offensive coordinator for the Columbus Aviators, guys, who's playing this weekend as the UFL does kick off. Tortilla says this. I'm just going to call him Iron Anchor is what we're going to call him. I like having Hawker in there, but I guess if that's
Iron
weird.
Hawker.
Let's go right here. John says, I think Derpy looks like Jabba the Hutt hologram. He kind of does if you think about it.
Yeah, it does. It definitely does.
That is funny. Just Learning says Jim Carrey was a clone. Ask Don't Drink That.
I watched
Also,
that video. Yeah.
Did you? A lot of good stuff. I really enjoy Corey's videos. Do go check them out. Cody says, I'm at the top of that list. Cody, you're always at the top of the list.
Definitely at the top of mine.
Don't Drink That. So
Just made the list.
There you go. It's official. Corey says this. Don't drink that. Better put that half pint in solitary or he's going to find a way to fashion shanks for hands like fucking Baraka from Mortal Kombat. Too funny. John says this. He will be that, but only a sex doll. He will be that, but
only, as in only a butt.
I like that. That's basically what he's going to be.
It's a fleshlight with a mouth, baby.
Yeah. Tortilla says that just proves handicapped people don't need princess parking. Right? If you could pull the trigger on a gun in your a quadriplegic, come on. No remorse. I have no feelings for you if you have to walk extra far in a parking lot. That's all I'm saying. If you could kill somebody with no arms, then you could walk in the parking lot.
Exactly. You could walk an extra 10
Or
feet,
roll.
buddy.
In his
Or
case.
roll. Whatever the case, right? He found a way to kill somebody. You know, he's innovative. Steeler Freak says he won't have a leg to stand on in court. Let's go right here to RB. True story. Mike Leach wanted to give a midget a scholarship to have two tight ends. Shot put him over the line on short yardage situation. No BS.
Mike Leach is a goddamn was a goddamn crazy person. I love Mike Leach. Yeah, so that's some good old Southern football mind right there.
Corey says, how did nobody have time to stop him? That
Right.
Or how did you even get killed by? How could you not get the fuck out of there while there's a quadriplegic trying to put a gun in his?
Like,
How do you not just put your boot into the
Right,
right.
Just kick him one time. He rolls away. You run. You're golden. Like what?
Stick your finger
There's
into
gotta
the
be
gun
more
like
to
Bugs
this
Bunny
story.
does, and then get the fuck out of there. I don't get it. I don't
He's
get
been
it.
fumbling around with that gun for 45 minutes to get it in position for his little nub finger.
How did he load the fucking gun?
I would love to
Right?
see this. I would love to see all this go down.
Pulling a trigger is one thing. Loading the bullets into the magazine or if it's a revolver.
Unless you're,
even.
like,
How do you? It's a two-handed process. Like the guy's a goddamn genius.
Cody said,
Are you sitting there watching it and going, he ain't gonna get me? It's not gonna happen. Nothing's
He was
gonna
laughing. He's laughing at him the whole time. He's like, "You ain't gonna
You
load
ain't
that
gonna do
gun.
me. Well played,
You ain't
sir.
gonna
Well
point
played.
it at me. You're not gonna fire that weapon." Bang! Fucking dead.
Cody says that this guy has better hands than Joey Porter Jr. That's game ball right there. He got it early. Game ball to Cody for that. We'll get to that in just a moment. Tortilla says Glock wills. John says he should have just walked away. RB says, hey, thanks, Corey. I thought I read Haley was the head coach, but I'm all over the place now because of draft season and I didn't keep notes this year. Working on management training at work. John says his attorney claims he was unarmed. John says also he follows it up by saying the lawyer's cost will be an arm and a leg.
Oh, he's in trouble.
John is he's on a generational run right now in these posts.
You know what?
I think Terry Bongshaw might be helping him.
You know what? I might have to consider him also for the game ball. Everybody's good today, man. Everybody is on point, ready to go, heading into the weekend. Let's see what Aaron Jade says. Mikey says, if you send Browns fans, we would lose the war. If you would send Browns fans, we would lose the war.
No, they would have one guy who does really, really well.
It would be Big Dog.
And they would complain. They would talk about how he's the hero, but
yeah,
still lose the war.
Yeah, exactly.
They have one guy who'll get like 23 and a half hits.
And that's all they'll talk about for the rest of eternity is that one guy and his hits.
He had 23 and a half kills or whatever it was. And that guy.
RB says this Corey is right. My friend as a Navy recruiter, and he told me recruitment is at a 50-year high. Aaron Jade says, oops, fans, Steeler freak John. He says, I wonder how did they handcuff this guy?
They used finger trap.
They just put his nubs in.
Nubbed him. They nubbed him to like the police officer and just drug him along. It's like a leash.
No. Think about it. Nub the penis. Where's he going?
You're always thinking about penis.
You always think about penis.
You're always thinking about penis.
Go
are the
back,
penis is
go
what
back
derpy
through
is
900,
to mashed potatoes.
Go back through
It's always in your
shows.
mind. You can't stop thinking about
Go
it.
back through 900 and shows.
Derpy.
Read everyone's comments. The shit that we've said. What I said was tame.
You're talking about wieners, though. I'm pretty sure nobody in here is talking about wieners. But hey, you know what? It's all right. We don't judge. Let's move on, though. Right here, John. Dude says Cruz designated hitter. Absolutely, he needs to be designated hitter. Cody says, so what you're saying is cornhole guy has JPJ arms. There you go. He has hands like JPJ. Yinzer Joe says, send Browns fans to war. You can't do that. They'll find a way to lose it. That's true. That's so true. Plus, they're okay with it. They're okay with losing. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Corey says this, or pin his arms down. Oh, right. RB says, I had a midget try to fight me at a Post-Gazette Pavilion at the Snoop Lincoln Park Corn Festival. Mind you, I'm 6'5", 240. He asked me if I ever had my ass kicked by a hardcore midget.
Did you shake that guy's hand after he said that? I would have just shook his hand. I'd be like, listen, midget, you're fucking cool as shit. You got a lot of balls. Let me buy you a beer.
You know, when midgets just know that they kind of have a protection. Like, who could you imagine being the guy beating up a midget at a rock concert?
That's true. You're automatically the asshole if you defend yourself.
Right. You're kind of anointed.
If you don't just like do that thing where you hold him by his head.
Right.
And he just swings at the air. If you do anything but that to defend yourself, you're automatically the a-hole.
I think that's the most acceptable thing that you could do to a midget. Otherwise, like I said, I mean, you've been to the shows down there, Finch, 30,000 people.
Oh, it gets
if
wild.
If you beat up a midget, that's believe me, they don't like.
They will defend that midget. Yes,
they sure will.
No matter what he did down there.
You're right. You're right.
True.
It's just like when you're somewhere and there's a girl and a guy fighting and it gets physical, everybody jumps on the guy and kicks his ass. That's how it is with the midget.
Yeah,
it's just the right thing to do. Steeler Freak says guts. I jeep harping about yesterday because usually there's no show. You guys announced it. I couldn't find an announcement or show again. Was there a show? Also, RB.
It's like a damn conspiracy.
I love how Ryan just keeps blowing over it.
Also, RB says I front kicked him in the chest and he went flipping backwards like 8 feet, flipping like a tumbleweed, and makes all kind of moans and groans and wheezing sounds.
This is Sparta.
I think I'm bleeding inside my chest.
I Just Learning says this. I went to a Chinese massage place and it was exactly what they say. I like that. Yeah, for real.
Living the dream, brother.
Do you want fried rice? You want the
Wow.
John says this, Mike, great weed today. Garlic cookies is the name. Garlic cookies.
Oh, yes. I've
I'm
had the
gonna check
garlic
that
cookies.
one
You've had garlic cookies?
Oh, I have.
Sounds good. I like garlic and I like cookies.
And I like weed.
Put it in a plant.
Cody says this. They probably put a dog collar on his neck with a leash. Just shrug his ass into the police car. Just Learning says this. As Steeler Freak, I don't think there was a show. I couldn't find it either. Steeler Freak says this. Don't take the bait, Mike. Let's go right here. Cody says this. He says, Tortilla's on a roll. He made a young gay kid crash out on GTA the other night. Was it Tater Tot? Was it Tater Tot? We don't know.
Could have been.
Tortilla says the show was awesome. You say, I can't believe you got Richard.
I know, right? It was a great show. It was a good conversation back and forth, man.
Maybe Mike went away and got married. Who knows? Who knows? It's always a mystery, guys. Welcome back to the show. Let's get into it. It's time to talk Steelers and all things like it. Guys, welcome back. Glad to see everybody today. It is Friday. Again, heading into the weekend with a lot of sports going down, not only in Pittsburgh, but beyond the UFL. UFL kicking off tonight. John says, fucking Ryan is an asshole today. He doesn't answer like my wife. Mark Malone, there he is, my man, Mark Malone. Always great seeing Mark Malone from the great Midwest. He says, this fucking derpy molests poor little bastards.
Derpy.
There you go. Always great seeing Mark Malone. Hope things are well for you, sir. Heading into this weekend, let's talk Steelers. They announced and they released the draft map. If anybody's coming to town or if you're in town already and you're heading down to the draft or even thinking about the draft, you could go on and pull up the draft map. It's going to show you Point State Park. It's going to show you the north side. The North Shore. I'm sorry. It's also going to show you everywhere the draft is going to be. My main concern, Finch, is they're expecting 700,000 people to show up to the draft this year. Again, you go down for a Steeler game, there's only 60,000 people. It's jam-packed. There's a lot of people. You're bumping into people everywhere. So 60,000 for a Steeler game, 700,000 for the draft. If you're coming to town, do make sure you pull that up and just at least get an idea of what you're dealing with as that map, the draft map.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now.
I got the map right now. You want me to put it up real quick?
Yeah, please do. I've actually seen, there's a couple of maps on Google here, but I think the one I'm looking at is the official one.
This is like, because I saw this the other day too, right? And I'm like you, where are we going to put 700,000 people in this little area?
Half that many people live in and around the city. So,
like, is it Point State Park at the point of that's where the main stage is going to be, but everyone else is going to be up in that orange area.
Now, hold on.
The stadium.
I want to show you something real quick, Mike. Look in the orange area. Look at the up top. There's the three squares. There's the square on the left, the little one in the middle, and then that awkward one. See the very furthest point that's out near the road?
Yeah.
That's exactly where we were for the for the game, for the playoff game. Right there. You couldn't it's literally right there. But there you go, guys.
That's going to be a tight squeeze.
Here, put it back up. I'm still looking at it.
Sorry. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize.
But there you go. At the bottom, of course, is Point State Park. There's going to be festivities. There's going to be all kind of different things to do. You could either do it right there at Point State Park, or if you come over the river, you of course have the stadium, and then all the areas where the stage is going to be right there in front. You can see in between that small square, Mike, like right around there. You're going to be able to that's going to be the view of when you're watching the draft and you see the big stage and everything. So where we literally were standing and partying for the game, Mike, that was literally, we would be looking straight at the stage if the draft was going on.
No, yeah, it would be. Exactly. Damn.
So there you go, guys. The map is out there. Pull it up if you need it. There's, again, not a lot of room, but they're going to make it happen. 700,000 people expected in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, just 27 days from now for the big draft. Mike's starting the 3-day event. It's going to be fun. We'll be down there. A lot of cool things. Again, like all kind of experience things, all kind of just things to get into. But again, be prepared. Come early and plan accordingly. There's going to be a lot of people. Finch, the second biggest NFL event behind only the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it's gonna be something, man. It's kind of hard to explain to anybody who's on the board who hasn't been to Pittsburgh or hasn't spent a lot of time downtown. It's not a huge area. It's the Point State Park is really nice and everything, and there is some space there, but it really it logistically is not very big, and it's not easy to get to. You don't just pull your car up to the park and get out, and it's not like going to freaking Brady's Run or Frick Park or one of them. It's in the middle of the city, and you're going to be parking many miles away. If you're lucky, you're only going to be a couple miles away. It's going to be a real pain to get in and out down there. Anybody who's not from the city is going to come in here and be kind of surprised at how terrible the public transportation is in our town. And they're going to have a lot of trouble just getting around. I feel bad for people who live and work in the city for that weekend, who are really struggling, who are going to have trouble just getting to work. It's going to be a logistical nightmare. Is it going to be a fun time, though? Hell yeah. And,
I mean, people that park near the stadium all throughout the week for their jobs, and they use the parking lots. Friday that day is obviously out of the question. I'd assume
they're probably already out of those spots.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. I do feel bad for people who live and work down there. I'm sure a lot of businesses are just going to close down. Or at least a lot of the corporate high end, the banking and some of that stuff will probably just take the day off.
They already shut down the schools. Pittsburgh public schools are shut down. Kids will be learning from home for 3 days next week or during that week. So it just gives you an idea. It's going to be very, very, very busy, very congested. So it's
going to have that festival feel, though. Like when you're down there, it's going to feel like you're at like one of those all day rock festivals where there's just people everywhere and there's a line to do everything. I mean, there's definitely going to be a feeling. There's going to be an atmosphere. It's going to be awesome. It's just the whole getting in there and then leaving part's going to be hard. And if you get one minor hiccup, it's going to just have a chain reaction. It's just going to make things miserable for a whole
Finch. And also for a 60,000, for a Steeler game, it's hard to find parking in Pittsburgh sometime.
Oh, it's the worst.
Can you imagine, again, 60,000 people for a Steeler game and having trouble trying to find parking when there's going to be 800,000 people? So again, do yourself a favor, plan accordingly. You don't want to, Pittsburgh's not the easiest city to get in and out of.
No,
it's not. And
take advantage of the Gateway Clipper. Station Square on the south side. They have the Gateway Clipper there. It's not expensive. It's a nice way to get back and forth through the city. I've definitely done that a few times. But once again, if it's going to be that packed and that busy, I mean, even that's going to be full, and that might not be an option. And next thing you know, you're walking 3 miles across 6 bridges just to go see the event. So it's going to be something, and I'm looking forward to it. But I'm also kind of like, I got that morbid curiosity of like, what's really going to happen?
Right.
Absolutely,
it's going to be wild. Of course, never experienced. This is the biggest sporting event ever in Pittsburgh, PA. Let's do Scoot up on the board here. Don't drink that. Says, I want to know if that dude is going to get a half a life sentence. Can you give a half a person a whole sentence? That's a good question. It's kind of much if you think about it.
Well, I mean, they could give multiple life sentences to one person. So why can't we give, why can't we do it the other way around?
That's true. Very true. Tyrone on the board. My man, he says JPJ is the GOAT, but I disagree. I always say this, Mike. Tyrone is the GOAT. That's right, baby. Always great seeing Ty on the terrible board. My man, hope things are going good for you. Skiller Freak John says Derpy plans to set up a lemonade stand at the draft.
Derpy. I would not trust that lemonade.
I would not drink that lemonade.
I wouldn't drink that lemonade either.
Milk lemonade round the corner, fudge is made.
Mm-hmm. Ty, always great seeing you. Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe says this nub the penis Chinese finger trap. Oh my God, Thunder. What if he was hopped up on Viagra? He's breaking loose.
He was pogo sticking around.
Hey, that's the chance, or the risk you have to take.
I agree. Squeege says, Dum Yinzers. What's up, guys? Always great seeing Squeege on the board. Squeege, what's going on, brother? Mark Malone says, they're marinas where you can rent boats. Yeah, you could rent boats. You could get boats and shit down there.
I think.
That's another thing. I didn't even think about it, dude. The rivers are just going to be absolutely packed with boats.
Yep.
I didn't even think about
if you want to do anything leisurely or anything fun, I wouldn't plan on doing it during the draft.
I would stay the hell away from Pittsburgh for that weekend. That's for sure. Yeah.
Unless you go there just for the draft.
If you want to vote, if you want to boat the rivers, I would make it a separate trip.
Yeah, I would definitely I would go downriver for go to Beaver County. It's better river boat experience in Beaver County that weekend for sure.
Cody says hopefully they got someone other than the prisoners working on the grass this year. You know what they do? They got the Bermuda bluegrass. The Bermuda bluegrass just put in.
I got a little bit of that in the back, or if you want to try it later.
Is it garlic?
Is it garlic butter or what? Are garlic cookies?
Corey says
Bermuda.
Your best bet is to get an Airbnb and walk. That's what we did when we went to the. Absolutely.
Yeah, if you can get an Airbnb on the north side, Deutschtown, that area, you could definitely make a nice day of it, walking over to the stadium, and that would be the way to go. Good luck finding one, though, because those have probably been booked for 16 months.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. People were doing it out of their houses. People were renting rooms for $3,000 for a room
for a weekend, for 4 nights. Yeah.
And people were doing it. It's wild, man. Let's go to right here. Where we go? Yinzer Joe says Thunder just drew a duck and a fish and said this is the map. I'm laughing my ass off.
That's Pittsburgh, baby.
I was wondering why it looked like it was made with crayons, but there you go.
The only one I could find, and it was a shitty resolution.
Squeech says this is someone who lives around Browns fans. They don't need to go to war. The Browns are hard enough on them. Yeah, no, you're right. I couldn't imagine being a Browns fan. John says this folks will use Uber and wait for hours. You know what? That's a good thing too. I mean, get an Airbnb and then also get yourself an Uber into town, and that might be your best bet. And again, good day to make money if you're an Uber driver. Just stay down there and keep an eye open and take every job you get. You can make a killing, I'm sure. Let's see, and we'll walk away from the event for 30 minutes, then call an Uber. Mark Malone says, yeah, I would not be driving in that shit. Following that up by saying, or better said, sitting at a standstill. Cody says, and the thing is too, I mean, people that are coming in, they don't know all the secrets and everything. So everything is just going to be literally just log.
It's going to be pandemonium.
It is going to be pandemonium.
And like, I totally meant that. Like the infrastructure for Pittsburgh when it comes to the roads is absolute garbage. Like, and not even like the potholes. It's just the way that the city is organized. You're putting a square grid on a triangular shaped city, one way everywhere. Thin streets that don't have street parking garages that cost an arm and a leg to get into. You go
down the wrong road and you find out that you're not able to turn around because it's a one way. So you have to
it'll be one way, 3 different directions coming into an intersection.
And there's 400 cars that you're trying to maneuver around.
And they're all yelling at you, calling you a jag.
Exactly. And then you're trying to like pull a K turn right in the middle of an intersection. And it's like, dude, downtown Pittsburgh is it's terrible.
It's tough.
I love the city, but navigating
between the weather, the potholes in the city, guys. Pittsburghers are certainly tough. No two ways about that. Let's do scoot up on the board here a little bit. Let's go to right here where Tyrone says, Finch, love the hat, my guy. He loves your Yinzer hat.
Thank you, buddy. I found this for $3 at Rodgers sale one day. Couldn't resist.
John says they will put him in prison, in the prison wood shop. He can't hurt himself.
He can cut that little nub off.
Yeah, there's not much more he can lose, though. Let's go right here to Squeech. Squeech says, "So I'm coming into the draft from out of state. What are some insights you could pass along to make my trip easier? Parking, what to avoid?"
I think we just kind of nailed that question, didn't we? Avoid the city. That's what I would do.
Like literally
anywhere near Pittsburgh, whatever you do.
Pull up a map of Pittsburgh. This is like find like a place where you can do street parking. Otherwise, you're going to be paying like $100 just to park in a little parking lot.
But you're not going to find that because everybody else is going to have the street parking, man.
It's going to be
a good thing I would recommend is look at a map. Look at the map for the T. That's the train service, the little subway that runs around. It's actually pretty decent service. It doesn't have a lot of stops, but it does run all the time. Look up the Pittsburgh T. That's what it's called. T, the letter T.
And you and 6 million other people will be fighting to get on it.
And it still won't be as bad as trying to fight for a parking spot on the north side or downtown. I would look for the T somewhere around south side, on one of the south side, like the Blue Line or whatever it's called there, and just get a stop out of town. Find a place to park that's 10 miles out of town, and just do the train ride. I think that's your best bet.
It's not just more of the people than it regular usually is. It's like 11 times more.
Yeah, it's an
people.
outrageous amount of people.
So that's what I'm
yeah.
saying. Any advice that we give will probably be null,
It'll probably be
because
moot. Yeah.
because again, everything that we know is from the experience of busy times that we've experienced.
But I will say that the tee will move more than the traffic will. So if you're driving a car, I would park out of the city. It would be cheaper to park out of the city and pay the $3 or what it is for the tee and just wait for the train. I mean, because that's more passive. You're not going to be as stressed sitting on the train than you would be sitting on a bridge in traffic, which you will 100% be doing if you're driving into the city. So that would be my recommendation. Find a way into the city where you're not the one that's in control of the vehicle.
Cody says this: if y'all hate potholes, now wait till after the draft. Corey
Especially if we get a freeze after that weekend.
Corey says this from Don't Drink That. He says he's going to Shawshank his ass out of there. He's going to flush himself down the toilet and disguise himself as driftwood to safety.
But then how do you get that epic scene at the end of Shawshank when he comes out in the river of shit and he's looking up and he's got his arms up in the air?
You're right. How do you duplicate that?
That's the poster. That's the movie poster. How do you make that shot without any arms or legs?
John says this: TV, avoid peaches for sure unless you bring penicillin.
Yes. You don't need to get the clap from Aunt Peaches.
Yeah. We're not talking about the fruit here, guys.
Somber says on the Yube. Also, what's up, Somber? Always great seeing you on the terrible board. Just learning said the babes can stay at my house. Oh, I forgot I live in New Mexico. 6'9" elevation.
Nice.
Let's go to Mark Malone. He says renting a houseboat would be a great idea if there was some available. Would be fun. Corey says this is don't drink that, or you should, or you go to the wrong alley and 4 little torsos come rolling out of the dark with firearms. John says this: a young person or no one has patience ever. Not the fuck for me. Yinzer Joe says, do you have to pay for an Uber if you don't get anywhere for hours? That's a good point. That's
right. You should be able to cancel it at that point.
And finally, Corey says this: and don't drink that. He'll have twigs stuck in his stumps. Guys,
it looks like a little snowman.
Let's talk about Aaron, guys. Apparently, here's the thing. Aaron Rodgers is still the topic, as he likes, I think, Mike and Finch. Surprise, surprise, it's off season, and when we talk about our Steelers, we're talking about our quarterback, and of course, it's Aaron Rodgers. And somebody made a question the other day, and I don't remember who it was, but there was a point during the show when somebody said, if it was anybody else, we wouldn't be giving them crap. If it was just because it's Aaron Rodgers, everybody's excitable, and I don't agree with that. Because, again, he's our quarterback. That's the reason why everybody's excitable about it and constantly talking about it and wondering. And I don't even remember who it was, and I'm not trying to call anybody out, but I remember reading that back through and thinking, he's kind of the quarterback. We got to kind of need to know what's going on moving forward, don't we, guys?
Yeah, we need to know ASAP. Like we've been saying, but hopefully the team knows which way he's leaning. And, the team's been building to make the roster quarterback proof, but it would be nice to know where he stands. But Aaron loves to hear his name spoken about.
He does, Mike. And Charlie Batch, this was what he suggested. Of course, Charlie Batch, the former Steeler quarterback, suggested that he outplayed his contract in the hold off at this point couldn't be money related, Mike, saying that it's about money more than likely at this point, where I tend to disagree. I mean, if it is, if it isn't, it isn't. He's not going to come here and demand a lot of money. And, because the Steelers, their options are Aaron Rodgers, Kirk Cousins, any of the quarterbacks on the roster, or a possible rookie at this point. I mean, those are literally every option we've got. Yeah. So, again, at the end of the day, I think Aaron will be here. But Charlie Batch is suggesting, Mike, it's about money. And that's what's affecting the decision at this point.
Yeah, because he only made $13 million last year.
Correct.
And for you look at his stat line, oh man, it's impressive. So he probably wants a little more if that's the case. I'm not going to go throw $25 million at him. Well, bump that up to about $18 million and go. There you go. Have some fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Here's something for you guys. Talking about Aaron Rodgers. Did anybody see this? You might have to pinch me. Colin Coward, generally the Steeler hater, guys, he says this. I think, again, if you're talking 1 year, I think Aaron Rodgers is a top 10 quarterback for 17 games. I would take Aaron over all but 8 different quarterbacks in this league right now. So basically, in other words, what Colin Coward's saying, for what we need him in, he's the perfect situation for what's going on right now. He says listen, I'll read it again. He says, if you're a 1 year, I think he's going to be a top 10 quarterback, Howard said, for 17 games. He goes, I would take Aaron over all but about 8 guys in the league. Is Colin Coward losing his mind? Is he making a little bit of sense? I mean, he's not a guy that you want to build your team around because of where he's at in his career. But at the end of the day, if we could protect him and put a couple of weapons out there in front of him, he's probably a good idea for right now. As a matter of fact, probably the best idea that we could pull, especially at this time.
Yeah, he's the best for what we're trying to do, trying to be that Rooney competitive, as Steeler Freak has coined it. He is the best option for it. He's the one that's going to get you 9 to 10, 11 wins into the playoffs and see what happens there. He's not the guy, like you said, to build the team around. So keep doing what we're doing, making it quarterback proof. And right now he's the flavor of the week for bridge quarterback until we figure out which quarterback's going to be our guy.
And apparently, I know you're right. It's going to be interesting. Again, though, I think it's the writing's on the wall, Mike. I think that he'll be here. I think things are going to be fine.
I mean, Jacoby Brissett and him put up similar numbers.
I know.
Like, who would you rather have at this point? Would you have Jacoby Brissett or Aaron Rodgers? And to say that there's only 8 guys above him that you would take, I think there's more. I'm looking at a list of quarterbacks now, and I see at least 8 that I would take over Aaron Rodgers at this point.
But that's what he's saying. He's saying that there's I don't disagree with them. I think people on the board are feeling the same way. Let me grab a couple of these messages here real quick. Mark Malone says, I would too. Coward is right. Squeege says this, after all the years of mediocre offense, it was wonderful watching Aaron Rodgers scream at our offense. I'd almost pay him just to yell at people. It was long overdue. All previous quarterbacks would shut down. Let's go to what John is saying right here. John is saying this, Rodgers versus playoff teams, 6 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 57.1 completion rated, 164.2 yards per game, 70 passer rating, 23.6 quarterback rating, 1-5 record. The Pats win, took 5 takeaways, and that was the win that we had over a playoff team. That's what John is saying about Aaron. Also, let me just grab Yinzer Joe real quick here. He says, I think the organization knows and are planning on signing him, but after the draft because he's taking a pay cut to play with a better team. So there you go. Some thoughts on Aaron Rodgers. Big Ben, Mike, he has some quarterback thoughts as well. Big Ben says the Steelers should bring back Joshua Dobbs. Is that his name? John? No. Dobbs.
Yeah.
Josh.
Yeah, Josh Dobbs.
Josh Dobbs to compete with Mason Rudolph and Will Howard as Ben Roethlisberger clearly lost his mind.
Yeah. It's clearly lost his mind. The one too many hits from Halati Nana to the nose has altered his thought process here. I like Dobbs, nice backup quarterback. That's all he is. Mason Rudolph, backup quarterback. That's all he is. Will Howard, unproven guy. No, that's not what we're gonna do.
I mean, unproven guy. Yeah. I get it. All right. I get what you're saying. Let's move forward here a little bit, Mike. I do want to say this. I do want to say Ben talking about Josh Dobbs. Also, what else? Oh, yeah, Joe Flacco. Joe Flacco apparently felt slighted by the Steelers after joining the Bengals last week, back to being the backup to Joe Burrow. Like he really wanted to. I don't know if he really wanted to, but there was something in Joe Burrow where he really felt that he had an opportunity to play for that 4th AFC North team, Mike, as he was acting kind of weird about the signing with the Bengals. I think Joe Flacco wanted to come here. I really do.
He should have just waited it out to see what Aaron Rodgers' decision would have been. That's what I would have done. Because you're Joe Flacco. Someone's going to sign you.
And nobody's beating down the door for Joe Flacco either. You know what I mean?
You can wait.
He would have been
there's a market out there for you.
Would you guys rather have Joe Flacco or Aaron?
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers. I mean, you got to think about it. Flacco goes in Cleveland and gets wins. He went to Cincinnati and got
He
wins.
gets a couple of wins.
But that's
I don't know if he can do. I don't know if he can do a whole season.
Yeah, that's what some people say about Aaron, though. You know what I mean? They're in that same category.
Yeah. Except Aaron actually knows how to win football games. I don't know, man. Flacco, he has a way. He had that one great season, right, with the Ravens, where he took them through and won the Super Bowl. He was amazing, right? And there's no reason to think that he doesn't have him in him one more time, the way that we think that Aaron may have it in him one more time. But if you look at just the physical ability and the way that they lead a team, and I think Aaron would be the way to go over Joe Flacco. However, I wouldn't be angry if somehow we landed Flacco. He might be a decent fill-in gap guy for us. And it would be very poetic if he does make it here. You know, he playing in all the teams, probably the only player to ever play for all 4 teams in our division in a career, I guess. You got to like that. I think that's kind of cool, but I still think Aaron's a better pick than Flacco. Other than the money. The money could be the thing.
Somber says this, they're both geriatric with active arms. It's really just who you like more. Let's jump back on the board here for a couple
That's a
guys.
fair statement.
I don't want to get too far behind. Let's go to Ty. Ty says, so who you guys want to take in the first round? Mike replied, Cooper or Vega. I think that those are both pretty good picks, Mike.
Yeah, those are my 2 right now. Like, you get you get a guard or a wide receiver in the first round, I'll be happy with either one of those 2.
Didn't Derpy in the group chat say he'd kill himself if we took an offensive lineman in the first round?
He did, and I can't wait to see it because they're going to grab an offensive lineman in the first round.
I think you might be right. I really don't want to see Derpy kill himself, but it wouldn't shock me if he went through with it because he's like
he's on the edge
ever since that meltdown from the draft last year. Remember, I need everything that happened last year. That was the draft last year. It's been 1 year. Derpy has been just really declining. Yes, thank you. He has declined so heavily since that. So an OL in the first round just might be the thing that finally takes him over the edge.
Yeah. Picking or drafting Derek Harbin broke him.
Just think, exactly. Think about everything that's happened this year with Derpy. So, for one, he barely shows up on the show. He had the shirt incident, the green screen thing. I mean, he's just.
Yeah, the curse of Derek Harmon. Yeah, on Derpy. That's what Derpy. It is.
That poor man.
Speaking of curses, of Cam Hayward's been here since 2011.
Yeah,
11. That's a whole different lifetime away. That's a whole different lifetime away if you think about it.
That is 4 years before my child was born, and she's 10.
Yeah, exactly. Your daughter's
she's a decade old.
She's going to be an adult by the time this guy's done.
Yeah, he's going to retire about the same time that she is, finishing high school.
Somber says this. I think if it was anybody else, they would have moved on by now. I do too. Absolutely. Let's go right here to Tyrone. Agree, Vega, Cooper, Jr., or Tyson. My top 3 right now. Just Learning says if we could redraft Ben or Rodgers, I would take Rodgers. He was certainly more loved out of college. Out of Cal, a lot of people were anticipating Aaron Rodgers. I remember there was a guy I worked with. His name was actually Aaron, and he would go on and on about him. He's like, this kid out of Cal, Aaron. And I was like, dude, you just like him because of your name. and he was right. He was good. Let's go to where do we want to go? Right here. Mark Malone, I don't think they want to say anything before the draft. RB says, let me go right down here. I would best my last $1,000. The team isn't in the dark, and this is as much as the team as Aaron and also Ryan. I can tell you it's not money. It's not even in this discussion. Aaron loves ball. I appreciate that. RB always got good stuff. Ty says this, A-Rod will definitely get over 15. Mark Malone, other teams may think we're taking a quarterback here or not taking one there. Gotcha. John says this. He says, I found out how that works at SoFi. Uber charges and then just kicks the pickup time down the road until you either wait or tap out. Best to walk always until there is no crowd or traffic, then call. Somber says Batch saying he wants 30 million just doesn't make sense. Aaron knows that if this team is going to win, he'll have to take a cut. He's not dumb. Let's go right here to Squeege, where Squeege says this. I feel the Rodgers situation is pretty obvious at this point. I'm sure Pittsburgh is doing the same thing as last year. They are going to wait until after the draft to see what they could give. Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, hold your cards close to your chest. Why give the rest of the world an idea of what you're doing? And you know what I mean? Like it goes both ways there. I think that's a wonderful comment. I think you nailed it.
Yeah, it is. That's a good one. And also, it feels the exact same as last year. It isn't like anything feels different to me where I'm like, but last year it's basically the same exact situation.
We are having this conversation. We had this conversation.
Yeah, you might as well just pull up last year's show at this
literally a year ago. And I'm not saying that this isn't a conversation that deserves to be had now. I'm just saying that we've been through this before. Yeah. And it feels familiar. And we now have the benefit of hindsight and see how it worked for us last year and see that it was not the best situation, but it could have gone much worse. And I think that's why a lot of people are leaning towards keeping Rodgers and hoping that we get Rodgers, because it wasn't as bad as a lot of people thought it was going to be. And there is some upside to this. And I still believe in the idea of Aaron Rodgers tutoring Will Howard. I think that's still something that's tangible that might be going through everybody's head right now in the Steelers organization. So, getting Aaron's not the worst idea, man. It's not the worst. But I do agree that we shouldn't make some sort of formal announcement until after the draft. Because you never know. What if there is a decent quarterback in the first round? You always try to draft the best player in the first round.
Are they just gonna create one and put him in there?
I understand that. I mean, it's very highly unlikely that's going to be, but you know what I mean? You never know what's going to happen in the draft. What if we get some guy that kind of changes the idea a little bit, So it is a good idea to wait it out. It sucks for us as day-to-day fans who just want an answer. But at the end of the day, it's about the team and what's best for the team.
And again, if we hadn't gone through this before, it would definitely be a different set of concerns.
We might be freaking out a little bit more.
Yeah.
We were a little more urgent in these discussions last year. I do remember us and not just us, the board as well, being legitimately angry, just make an effing decision. We were having those conversations last March.
It's just roll your eyes. It's going to come eventually.
Right. We're it's coming. Is he going to get 18 million? Is he going to get 20 million? That's literally what the difference is going to be. Right
and they only think at the end of the day, I just want him to come out on the field and throw passes to our new receivers
and football, man.
Win some games.
Maybe we can get that quadriplegic on the offensive line.
Maybe.
Aaron would feel pretty great about that,
Get him out on work release or something.
Be a 4-tool player.
John says this. He says that takes effort. RB says, honestly, I can't even think of 8 I would take over him for one season, maybe 6. Tyrone says this. He says, fix the left side offensive line, 2 more wide receivers. Mark Malone, I would too. Coward was right. When talking about Aaron Rodgers, Squeege says this. He says,
funny taste in my mouth when you say that. Coward is right. No.
I know.
I don't like it at all. No.
Squeege says, after all these years, mediocre offense, it was wonderful. Okay, we did get this one. Wonderful watching Aaron Rodgers scream at our offense. I'd almost pay him to just to have him yell at people. It was overdue. All the previous quarterbacks would just shut down.
Aaron Rodgers should be a drill sergeant for the military. He could really get those 40-year-old men going.
Also, let's go right here. Rodgers with weapons is scary. John says those stats tell the tale. Of course, John put that up there. RB says Brissett was on a very bad team who played against a ton of soft zone because they were losing so bad 80% of the time. Go right here to Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe said, I think the organization knows and are planning of signing him, but after the draft because he's taking pay cut to play with a better team. Let's go right here. Somber. I think, did we get this one? Rustin Fieldson, 10-7. Rodgers 10-7. Let's see how different it looks with wide receiver 2 and more aggressive passing scheme and some, get this offensive line again another year together. The right hand side of the line, what they could do on the left side, Mike. I see a couple names pop up here in free agency over the past couple of days of people that may be of interest to us. Ben Powers, the 31-year-old left guard from Denver. He ultimately played for Baltimore before. Mike. Also, Calvin Beecham, the former Steeler, as a depth piece. $2 million, probably right around that there for a depth piece from Calvin Beecham, who got better once he left Pittsburgh. So there's a couple names that are still being thrown around out there, Mike. So we don't know if the free agency moves are done yet, but at the end of the day, it's certainly slowed up. We're past that. We're past the point of the frenzy of free agency. Is anybody still in your mind a possibility to be something that we could pick up here on the left-hand offensive side of the line? And I understand that, a lot of people, they want to go draft. They want to get somebody young. They want to get the kid from Penn State at guard or whatever. But, including those couple names and maybe a few more, is anything else going to happen via free agency in the next 27 days?
There might be some signings, but they're not going to be earth-shattering type deals. They're going to be guys like you mentioned, like older depth players. Calvin Beecham's got to be pushing late 30s at this point in his career. For me, he's not an answer at offensive line. Yeah, he's going to be 37 this year. I liked him when he was here. He was a 7th round pick who turned himself into a baller and went on to have a pretty good career. I think it was for the Jets, but I think his time's done. Left tackle, Cam Robinson, maybe. I just, even he's not that good. There's not many good left tackles out there that I'm looking at, and even at guards too. I think who did we just sign from the Cowboys? He might be the starter at left tackle or at left guard. So I just don't see any more signings on the O-line coming in that are going to be impactful signings that change the way we're gonna draft.
Brock Hoffman, of course, is who.
Brock Hoffman, thank you. I almost said Brock Bowers, but that's the tight end for the Raiders.
Tyrone says this. He says better offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator too can certainly make a big difference. At least we assume they're going to be better. Yeah. We don't know. We thought Arthur Smith was going to be good, and they explained it and tricked us and talked us into why he was going to be good. You just never know, I guess, until they get out there and play football. But point definitely taken on that. RB says this. RB says posting stats versus playoff teams is mute when you don't want to include the context of awful scheme and game planning. Also, Yinzer Joe says Rodgers has said before that the money was no issue. I think he's just hanging out to see what kind of cap the team has after the draft so they can sign it. And you guys are more than likely right. This is, again, if we didn't go through last year, I would be more concerned. I'm barely concerned at this point. And as a matter of fact, I think that it's going to happen. Just it's a matter of when, not if. Mark Malone says all of this said, Magnum could really excel in a McCarthy offense, of course. Mason Rudolph is Magnum. Mark Malone loves him.
Yeah, yes, he does.
Squeege says this. You go right here. You have a good podcast when people are listening to you guys and not Debo and Joe, who are currently live. No disrespect to them. Thank you, Squeege. We appreciate that. We really do appreciate that.
You can disrespect them. It's okay.
Yeah, why not?
Why not? Fuck them.
Let's go right here to Tyrone. Glad he signed A-Rod all day. Glad he signed SM A-Rod all day. Let's go to Mark Malone. Mark Malone says the Cousin Eddie plates have shifted on Ben's skull. Squeege says I wanted Rodgers, Flacco, and Howard with Skyler as my camp body. Joe still can sling it, and so can Aaron. Let them pass their knowledge down and eventually find your guy. I want to say what's up to 007. Always great seeing 007 on the Terrible Board. Welcome back to the show. Welcome back to the Terrible Board. He says, how true is it that the Steelers tried to pull off Kirk Cousins trade and why he is the next he's plan B or a possible plan B, I guess, Mike and Finch, because again, it's not guaranteed, but he's certainly a backup plan as of right now. If Aaron Rodgers don't come back, they're saying either Aaron or Kirk Cousins, Mike, and again, your only other options beyond that are Mason Rudolph, Will Howard, or a rookie.
Yeah.
I wonder what Kirk Cousins would ask for money-wise. And
probably
what would it compare to? Yeah, probably more than Aaron's asking.
He's getting paid a lot of money from Atlanta, so he probably could be had for the cheap.
And I think he has like a 1-3 playoff record in his career. I mean, he's got like over 1 million freaking yards, it seems like. The dude's just terrible in postseason. But yeah, he's a plan B, not the plan B, but a plan B. That's certainly the news around town, at least.
Yeah.
I am just not on board with that at all. I do not want Kirk Cousins anywhere near this team.
If I felt the Steelers could win a Super Bowl this year, I wouldn't want him here. But listen, if he could come here and put up 1,000,000 yards like he does and have a successful regular season and get us to the playoffs, because at the end of the day, I mean, it isn't like we've been going to the playoffs and we're just this close to getting it done.
Right.
You know, if he could get in the game and maybe win a playoff game through a bunch of yards, but the guy has talent. He's not a very likable guy. What is it? Is it his possum-shaped face? Is it?
It's the name Kirk, for one.
it-
There has never been, other than Kirk Douglas, there's never been a good Kirk.
There's never been a likable Kirk.
No, like you watch movies and the bad guy, his first name is always like Kirk,
Right.
Chad, or something like that. It's just one of those. It's a hateable name that always accompanies a punchable face. And Kirk Cousins he's got it, dude.
But like his teammates love him. You know, everywhere he goes, man.
Oh, he might be a great guy. I'm not saying that. I'm just
but
saying
he
that.
just has that look. And I just don't think he's a clutch quarterback. But you know, if we just want to be Rooney competitive, he's our guy.
Well,
So
being
bring
really
him
competitive
aboard.
is the goal. It's the goal this year. It's not.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see. We have a lot going on this year, guys. This Pittsburgh Steelers team on a totally different page than it was just months ago. Of course, changing out the coaching staff. We have free agency, also the draft coming in just 27 days. So who knows? Who knows what we're going to see on the field come September? Let's go to Somber. We actually got Somber where he says they're both geriatric with arms. Would just be who you like more. Of course, that was back to Flacco and Aaron Rodgers. Squeege says this. He says, I catch a lot of hate for it. But for this year specifically, I really wanted Rodgers, Flacco, Howard, and Thompson. RB says Bazooka Joe has lost a decent amount of arm. Aaron has little to no drop off in his arm. Right here, Christopher. What's up, man? Always great seeing Christopher on a terrible board. As always, he says, if we draft any quarterback, Mason Rudolph is bye-bye. And that's a good point.
So.
Right. Yeah.
Especially if Aaron's here.
Yeah.
And we draft a quarterback, there really wouldn't be any room for Mason.
No.
And Mason probably wouldn't want to be here at that point.
Yeah.
He probably would say, you know what, there are other teams that would like to have that number 2 guy or possibly somebody to step in. Mason is, and we've said it here before, he is that kind of veteran, destined to be a backup, good guy to plug a hole when you need a guy to come in. Mason is that guy, and there are a lot of teams that would like to have a guy like that.
And you know what? It might work out best for everybody because, again, the guy, he keeps continuing to see us bring quarterback after quarterback after quarterback in. When the constant has been him standing on the sideline not playing, at some point he's got to say, you know what, these people don't.
He's that guy that got friend zoned by the hot chick. And he keeps watching the hot chick go with the wrong guy. You know what I mean?
He's
just sitting there with his little hat on and his little tie, and he's trying to be nice, and he's bringing her a box of chocolates every time she's crying over that last guy.
He's in that
That's
friend
Mason
zone.
Rudolph.
He's in that friend zone.
He is the QB friend zone personified.
Dude says Rodgers is unnecessary. Best choice. If not, Rodgers draft pick. Somber says LOL Derpy.
Derpy.
John also says this. I saw you look down at your phone, Ryan. That was me calling, trying to ask you why you won't answer.
Boom.
Let's go right here. Derpy. Derpy, we need left offensive line. Derpy, we need offensive line. We could certainly use Derpy. He's a big-bodied guy. They always say you want somebody who's a big-bodied guy. Scoot up here a little bit. Corey says this. Apparently his agent is trying to get Aaron $30 million a year, but the team wants to keep it under 20. That's just what I heard. But if I didn't hear it from RB, then I don't know if I believe it. I agree. RB's always got scoop. You know what? What did he get Mike $13 million last year?
Yeah.
30 million. That seems insane.
Yeah, that's a bit high for a 1-year rental quarterback.
I mean, if you're going to spend that kind of money, exactly. He's a 1-year rental quarterback, and he's he's the bridge of what it is that we're looking to do eventually. That's a lot of money to give to somebody in that position.
Yeah, it's, and especially for a guy that's not what he once was. No. At that point, you just don't. If he's asking for it, of course, you tell him thanks, but no thanks, and then you go to Kirk Cousins at that point and go, how much do you want to pay, or how much do you want? Since the fucking Falcons are paying you a shit ton of money.
I'm sorry, Cody says this Mike wants to take anyone from Penn State in the first round. That is 100% true.
No, I do not. No, I do not.
I've literally seen Mike every draft for the past 5 years with you, and yeah, if you could have somebody from Penn State in the every pick, you would do it.
Derpy does the same thing with Ohio State, though.
No, although
exactly.
I will say in this draft class, there's at least 3 guys from Penn State I would not mind us getting.
How many does Iowa have?
I'm sure
we got the
Hoosiers
guard
guy,
from
right?
I'm sure we're going to draft them all. That we, for whatever reason, we go after Iowa and Georgia players. Like it's nobody's business. Let's do Scoot on the board here, though. Let's go right about here. RB says Derpy is mad about building the trenches while Derpy isn't as smart as I thought.
You thought he was smart? What's wrong with you, bro?
That's where you fucked up, bro.
Hold on, I gotta let that sink in for a minute.
Let this be a lesson. Let this be a lesson.
Let me try this again. I couldn't do that with a straight face. Ready? Derpy is mad about Derpy is mad about building trenches while Derpy isn't as smart as I thought. Who bitches about trenches? Dipshits. That's who. You nailed it right on the head. You are smart, RB, because that is 100% the truth.
That might be comment of the day right there. Game ball.
That's a game ball. Come on.
Ironically, though, Derpy's Wi-Fi is down. He was going to come on today, and then he ironically sent us this message that I hit him with the clown emoji on that one. Yeah.
Ironically.
I didn't even know he knew what that word meant.
Every day at 12 o'clock, ironically, my Wi-Fi goes out.
Yeah.
Let's go right here to Christopher. He says Vega is going to the Giants. That's a pipe dream. Go ahead, Mike. You look like you had something.
Him getting drafted that early?
What's the Giants? They're like top 5, aren't they?
Yeah, they're picking 5th overall. Damn. If he goes 5th overall, I'm not saying that to reach, but man, they're really heavily investing in their interior line, which would make sense because you got a young quarterback back there, and protect him. But damn, I'm worried about him going 14 overall to the Ravens. But shit, if he goes to the Giants, I wouldn't be surprised.
I keep reading the Ravens have a lot of interest in him as well. Let's go right here to Aaron. He says we need a live feed of the draft at pick 21 to get Derpy's reaction.
We had it last year, and
if it's not anyone from Ohio State, Derpy will flip out.
Yeah, I think Aaron's onto something. We got to do that. Let's go right here. I'm going to go to Tung Famil. What's up? Great seeing you back on the terrible board. He says, what if I borrow Mom's wheelchair? Go to the front of the lines. What if I borrow Mom's wheelchair? Go to the front of the lines. Hey, you know what? As we say in football, Mike, if you're not cheating, you're not trying.
Not cheating, not trying. That's why they need to build that bronze hypodermic needle outside PNC Park for Barry Lamar Bonds.
Take your wheelchairs, take your crutches, anything that you could do on the draft days to get ahead. Otherwise, you're going to be standing at the back of the line for hours. I don't think that's a bad suggestion.
To quote the GOAT, Eddie Guerrero: "Lie, cheat, steal, win."
Tyrone says JPJ Pat now we got nice. Brisker, need Vega, Mike. It's again, come on.
I from what I hear, Penn State is a pretty good football program. As an Indiana Hoosier,
they win 6 games this year.
Yeah, they did, but my team won a national championship.
Corey says if Derpy unalives himself, he needs to donate his arms and legs so we can send Nubs to win the war Rambo style. Sommer says I'm going to start calling Derpy the Nightcrawler. The way his green screen phases him in and out of reality. That's true.
It's pretty good.
It makes me nuts when I stare at him the whole time just to see what's going on with Derpy, because he can't sit still for more than 5 seconds. He's fidgeting. He's over here. He's doing this. The dog's barking. The fire alarm's beeping.
He's playing on his phone.
In and out. He's tapping his phone. He's playing with his phone. He's moving it over here. He's doing this. The microphone. It's unbelievable. I was watching him on the Nerd Show the other night, and he
does everything except pay attention to the damn people talking. Yeah,
absolutely. And
then they'll throw a question to him, and he's just like, yeah, I like Spider-Man.
And you're right.
And then just goes back to looking at his phone. It's like, bro, we're talking.
And then it'll hit him out of nowhere. He'll come up with an idea. He'll formulate an idea, and it's rare.
He'll just interrupt,
and he'll just start talking about it right in the middle of somebody else's conversation. It's unbelievable. I guess that's where Derpy's value comes.
That's
at the end of the day.
That's our guy.
That's our guy.
Yeah, we
chose
him.
What does that say?
What's that?
Let's go here. Let's go to RB, where he says you can find a plethora of skill guys who start today, who were 3 through 6 round. You're lucky to find a handful of mid-round good offensive linemen. Tongue from Mill also says, can we sign Rodgers and then turn around and trade him at the draft? Deja vu, Somber says, deja vu. Tyrone says it's either wide receiver or guard first 3 picks. I'm cool with either, just fill the needs on the roster. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, Ty.
Steeler Freak says this. John says Rodgers gets attention and the Steelers fucks with other teams. All right, everybody wins. And we get to keep our stress, anxiety, and heart conditions throughout the off season, not only just the regular season with the Steelers. Thank you, Aaron. Let's go to Cody. Cody says, would you guys rather watch 2 minutes of the Derpy flash clip or one full WNBA game and you can't kill yourself?
Oh, dude, easy. The Derpy clip, I've already watched it 1,000 times. Like 2 minutes ain't nothing. WNBA game and not allowed to kill myself? Come on, man. That's
Remember
torture.
how startled he looked? And he was just, he didn't know what to do.
The
it was
way
classic.
he looks into the camera, and dude, it's the deer in headlights.
It was fantastic.
But except the deer has the headlights around their chest. Like, it was so bad, dude.
He said the deer actually has the headlights on its chest. That's really good. Tyrone says this.
His tits are so hairy, bro. Like, what?
I'm like, as soon as I heard you guys, like, we went to this part of the conversation, I'm glad I tuned you two out for a minute to catch up on the board. Because I just hear hairy titties.
Like he says that he had the deer in the headlights look, but except this deer had the headlights on his chest.
Oh, I heard it. I was trying not to react to it.
Bruh.
Like, oh my God.
Yeah, I'll definitely take that.
Clip that, chat.
I'll watch 2 minutes of Derpy over the LA Sparks anytime, buddy. That's the...
Let's go right here to where Tyrone says, I know 8 quarterback ones. Also, Somber says, so my eyes closed, please. Tyrone, A-Rod, DK Pittman, Muth, Darnell Washington, Rico Warren, draft 2 wide receivers. We're cooking, Finch. And you know what? That sounds really great. I agree, guys.
I don't hate it.
Just a month away, we're going to have a pretty good idea of what our roster is going to be.
We won't know about our quarterback yet, but we'll have a good idea of the rest of the roster.
Because we are just 27 days away from the NFL draft right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So in 30 days, we're going to have a really good idea. You're going to know what your roster looks like. Of course, there's going to be people that are cut during camp. There's going to be a lot, but you generally could read the writing on the wall. At the end of the day, you know how many people your team need. For the most part, who's going to be on the team. So a month from now, we're going to have a pretty good idea of what our team is going to look like. And a month from now, it's going to be getting ready to head into May. If you think about that, guys, once you get into May and June, and then July comes camp, and August comes preseason, and September's kicking off. So we're moving along through this offseason fairly quickly. Already, again, getting through all the early things, Mike and Finch, getting that coaching staff built, getting through free agency, and again, just only 27 days till the NFL draft. So a lot has been done. Beyond this draft, Mike, it's just going to be OTAs, camp, little things, but after a month from now, you're going to basically know what your Steeler team looks like. Yeah. I'm looking forward to that. And then it won't be long after that.
Well, it won't be long too. And I can't wait to see them start, like preseason games. I actually want to see how they're going to run the offense. I want to see how different the offense and defense is going to be from last year to this year. They said they're still going to run schematically a 3-4 defense, but
right.
Like, how different are they gonna, like, what different wrinkles are they gonna add to it? How much are they gonna run base? How much are they gonna run nickel and dime? There's a lot of stuff I want to see, and it all starts in the draft. I just want to see what their philosophy is going to be, the type of players that they're gonna get.
I can't wait.
I'm really looking forward also to see how this team is going to respond to a new coach and a new staff.
Absolutely.
And I think you're going to find that out in the preseason. You're going to see how guys come off the field, the looks on their faces, the conversations they're having with the coaching staff. We always see that stuff on the sidelines. And sometimes you see good things, sometimes you see bad things. You see reactions of players. That's the kind of thing I'm looking forward to. what sort of reactions are we going to get from players coming off the field? What sort of reactions are we going to get from this new coaching staff concerning that? And is it going to build a better locker room experience? Because let's be real, the locker room experience for the Steelers in the last 10 years hasn't been the greatest thing. We've heard and read many stories about it. And that does start with the coaching staff, specifically at the top. And I'm very, very anxious to see what sort of effect it's going to have, having this experienced coach with his staff come in and make a bunch of changes real fast and see what sort of off the field reaction we're going to get from it. I'm very curious about it.
And one thing that you also notice as well, a lot of time, and it's not 100 proof, but a lot of time, especially in hockey, as Mike and I always talk about, you get a new coach. There's a new energy. There's an energy that comes with a new coach.
Hockey's the best example.
Hockey is a perfect example. Yeah. But baseball, you even see the Pirates looking better this year. Sure. Sometimes you get that new coach. There's a new energy. You want to, you're setting a new standard. Exactly. You're starting now. I want to be a part of this. I want to prove to these people I can do this. So again, I like the idea. I wouldn't want to switch coaches all the time. But for what it is, we are in that particular kind of period right now. So it's going to be very interesting, Finch, as you're saying, just to see how the reactions are, how people react to one another. This is new to all of us, how we react as
we are
fans.
not used to this as Steeler fans.
We're not.
We are not in Cleveland. You know what I mean? Like, it's exciting to see, but it's also a little bit scary at the same time. You know what I mean? Like, you get stuck in that loop of what happens if we get a new coach. We've had this guy for so long, it's going to mess up the whole system. But maybe that shakeup in the system is exactly what needs to happen. And people have clamored for that for years, and now's the time. It's here. So I'm very anxious to see how that's going to work out. And I was kind of, I think a lot of us like the idea of bringing in a new coach, a young guy who has never been a head coach before. Right. And then when we found out it was Mike McCarthy, a lot of people were a little salty about that. I think one of the good things about having an experienced guy come in is that he has done the draft process many times. He knows how to go through this process. And I think that having him here in that sort of short time span, that short turnaround, of getting in and doing things and whatnot with a completely new staff. This isn't like a guy who's been on the staff, who's been upgraded to the coach. I think Mike McCarthy, it's good to have that experienced guy who can come in and build that whole infrastructure that needs to be built around such a pivotal moment in Steelers history as is now. It's good to have somebody with some chops who's done it before. So I think that's another thing I'm looking forward to seeing is how does Mike McCarthy react to his new team?
And that's one thing that I think that, as exactly what you're saying, as far as the coach and as far as the quarterback wanting Aaron back. I think basically this is what the Steelers organization wants so they could successfully transition. Because again, a lot of times you go younger coach, as you said, you go, you get a rookie quarterback. So in this bridge period, I think Steelers are perfectly content with bringing in a veteran head coach and a veteran quarterback so they could eventually, transition to what they want to do moving forward, get their young quarterback, yada, yada, yada. So
and the hope is that the next quarterback is already on the roster and that the next head coach may already be on the coaching staff. That's the hope. It would be nice if McCarthy can get a guy or has a guy maybe already in mind. Could be the Steelers' next coach, could be that younger, coordinator or bench coach or something that could come up and be the next 20-year coach for the Steelers. That's the hope. That's the dream. It very well could be working out that way. So I'm looking forward to seeing how it's going to play out.
Absolutely. As we all, Mark Malone says this Rodgers with three real wide receivers and a running game will be a serious sheet man.
Sheet man.
Cody says this, we have quadrupled on the team already. It's Broderick Jones. Quadriplegic.
Not quadriplegic, Brian.
Quadrupled. Yes. We have that quadrupled on the team. Gotcha. Also, Mike and Finch, I also want to say this. Fat Boy, he says this. He says the Steelers are happy with their current offensive line group. This was from the Genius here in Pittsburgh. Fat Bully, he says, Mike Finch, that the Steelers are happy with their current offensive line group.
We'll see what he feels about the draft. Might change his when we draft a lineman in the first round.
Well, that and everything that he says is always wrong, so I can't imagine this will be
about 90% of the time at least. Yeah. At least when it comes to football, the hockey talk he's usually pretty.
He has to put the sandwich down, the chips down to come up with these ideas, and that isn't often. So
don't talk shit on the sandwich.
And I
Love the sandwich.
Speaking of which, I do want to say this, guys. Neither of these places are a sponsor of ours. However, I came across this the other night and I enjoyed it. If you DoorDash for Manny's, they have like 15 sandwiches. It's buy one, get one free right now. I got on, so for 2 sandwiches, it cost me like a little over $11.
Oh, can't beat that.
No, you can't.
Hell.
I got 2 of the Pittsburgher sandwiches with the burger
They're
and the
so
fries.
good.
And
Oh, yeah.
so if you do like Permanis and you do DoorDash, check that out. There's a handful, I think about 15 different sandwiches. It's buy one, get one right now. Again, neither one of these places sponsors. I just wanted to put it out there so you also can enjoy your Pittsburgh sandwiches as well. Right now, Pittsburgh DoorDash, Pittsburgh sandwich, the Permani Brothers sandwiches again, guys. 2 for 1.
I know what I'm going to be door dashing for lunch later. Yeah.
And that's always a good thing to do because you could have the, you could have one and then have one for lunch the next day. Or like Mike, you go out for work in the middle of the night. You could always have, that extra sandwich there. So,
And what's nice about Permani is if you ask them, they'll put the slaw and stuff on the side. So if
Right.
you want to get a sandwich and save it for later, you put the stuff on the side, and then that way it doesn't get all soggy. Because that
Right.
their bread is really good, but once you get soggy, it's not as good.
all right, let's go right here to Christopher. He says, I'm a Miami fan. If we draft Carson Beck in the 6th round, Mason is gone. I hear Mike clicking away over there. I'm just waiting for that Carson Beck picture to pop up on the screen.
No, that's actually him on DoorDash right now.
Okay, you're both right.
There it is. There it is.
Oh, that picture is too much. Dude.
Look at that. Would you look at that?
He looks like he looks like Pete Davidson's crap.
Let's go on. John says this. John says Mark Madden, Mark Malone, Mike McCarthy. I never know what the MMs. I never know.
I think he
John.
was responding to Mark Malone in
Mark
that
Malone.
comment because I was wondering that too. Was
All
he
right.
talking about the fat bully? No, it was.
He says Mark Malone last night's podcast explained it isn't weapons. Also, let's go right here to Mark Malone. I am Mark Malone. I don't need things explained to me yet.
I read that in the I am Iron Man voice from the beginning of Iron Man. Like, I am Mark Malone.
RB says I keep hearing people talk about Decker. Did the Lions cut him, or are they going to?
From what I see, RB, he is out on the market.
Interesting.
Could be a target for left tackle.
Tyrone says I think Hoffman is depth.
I hope so. I hope he's like the swing guard and not our answer to be the starting left guard.
Let's see. Our Tortilla says this. He says depends on who we get in the draft. Hoffman could start while the rookie develops. RB follows it up by saying I would trade for Jameis way before Cousins.
Oh, give me some Jameis Winston in my life. You may win some games, you may lose some games, but you're going to have fun with whatever the hell Jameis Winston's going to say.
Also,
It's going to be off the wall.
Definitely going to lose some games. That's
definitely. if you're out just to have fun, yes, go get him. By all means, Christopher says this. Rodgers has a new wife in his ear. Trust me, you guys know how women love money. She's telling him to value himself. Sommer says I'd rather let Derpy play quarterback before signing Cousins.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what it is. It's got to be his face. It has to be his face because again, he puts up mad numbers in the regular season. I just has
talking
to be
about Derpy.
Face. Yes, talking about Kirk Cousins with that pointy ass possum
Yeah.
face. You know,
Pointy ass possum face.
what's good?
It's like
fellas,
after a game, he digs inside of a dead cow for something to eat.
he burrows his way in.
It's like, oh, roadkill, guys, stop the bus.
Sommer says this. No, Vegas. What's good, fellas? Always good seeing Vegas on the terrible board. My man, all the way from Las Vegas. Great.
I will
seeing
be
you,
there
bro.
1 month from now, buddy.
That's right. Finch will
I
be
am
out there
in
right
Vegas.
around draft time. That's
Less than a
right.
month from now. Yeah, I'll be out there from the 15th through the 18th of April, and I'm going to be free for the first couple days there. I'll be hanging around Fremont Street, buddy. Come see me.
Also, Tortilla says Kirko Chains. Dude says Captain Kirk. Cody says Kirk Cousins is the Drew Aller of the NFL.
Drew Lar.
You're giving him a lot of credit, the kid from Penn State. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that's might be an insult to Kirk Cousins right there.
John says writing something over and over on different podcasts won't make it so. Also, Squeech says this is as much as we need a quarterback one. Any team can always use a solid backup to manage games, and we don't have that. With holes on the left side of the offensive line and no backup quarterback, I'm concerned for who leads this offense. RB, he says, we keep saying that we aren't competing for a Super Bowl. Go back a year and look at the Pats roster, and you'd say we were much better positioned than they were. And you know what, RB, I don't totally disagree. I understand the point you're making, but last year, we thought that things were good, and we brought in all these guys, and the Ramsey and Jonnu and Aaron and the whole way down the list, and Slay. We expected things to be better, but we finished 10-7, the same as we did the year before with Russell Wilson and also DK we added last year. So again, until whatever the problem is with the Steelers, until we get over this hump, get better than 10-7, look better in the playoffs, it's going to be hard for people to accept that. Again, because 2 years ago, bringing in Russell Wilson, stepping up from Mitch Trubisky and Kenny Pickett, you thought, oh, this is an upgrade. But guess what? They finished 10-7. And Russell Wilson and Justin Fields finishes 10-7. So we're like, okay, well, this new crop of guys we get last year, we got to be better. And we finished 10-7. So at the end of the day, it makes sense. It makes sense what you're saying, but it's going to take until seeing it with this team. I just don't know. No matter what we do, maybe it's going to be the changing of the coach.
That's the hope, right?
That's the hope.
That's been the one thing that was consistent through all of those mediocre seasons was
Right.
the coach, and everybody has barked that for years now. So that's why I'm very anxious to see what's going to happen, because the reason,
And this is what RB says. He says, I've said for 12 years this team wasn't never doing anything with Tomlin here, so I didn't get excited. And a lot of people said that as well. Let's scoot up here to Steeler Freak, where he says, Captain Kirk banged chicks in different galaxies, even a green chick. Cody says Tennessee ruined Mason Rudolph. Somber says, is Mason a cuck?
Yeah, I mean, we said, the whole friend zone comparison we made, I guess it kind of makes him a cock, yeah.
You know what I missed, RB?
No, he sits in the corner of the hotel room, in the chair.
I missed one Corey here. He says Kirk Cousins is a 7-win quarterback at best now. McCarthy doesn't seem like a coach afraid to tank, so that's the only reason why Kirk would come to fill a spot and prepare for the next year's draft. Let's go right here. Mark Malone, I think Magnum will be fine if he had the chance to keep the rust off. Of course, Mason Rudolph, he's talking about. RB says Aaron has made close to $1 billion. He isn't looking for more money at 42. And you know what? That Kirk Cousins, he made a damn lot of money in this league too. As unsuccessful as he's been in January, he's got to be a smart businessman, Mike, because it seems like every team in the league owes him money for some reason, and
the best agent ever, man. Him and Bobby Bonilla have the best agents in sports history.
Exactly.
We're all waiting for the first of, what is it, July?
July 1st. He's only got a few more of those left. I think it's done in 2032 or something like that.
Well, yeah, because he gets from the Mets, and he also gets from another team as well. It's substantially less, but it's the best, man. Bobby Bonilla.
Every year on June 30th, Bobby Bo is just fiending. He's like, oh, yes, tomorrow I get to eat. You know what I mean?
Now you wait for payday to payday, and you can't.
It's paydays once a year. It's a huge pay dump. It's so much cocaine.
Yinzer Joe says Rudolph was done when he left Pittsburgh. He's just not a tier 1 QB. He'll always be a backup. Vegas says
there is a place for a good backup QB on every single team. Just remember that. There is a paycheck for a good backup.
Vegas says Cousins' NFL contract total career earnings $321 million. Yes, I mean, for a guy that has a 1-3 playoff record, he made his share of money in the NFL. Squeech says, I didn't realize how good Rodgers' play action is. It's a sight to see. Follows it up by saying, that's why I want Rodgers pass those kind of things on. Cody says this, at this point, we could hold Rodgers hostage. If it's not here, where else is he going to play? Cleveland, Arizona? I think Cleveland would take him just because they're in this collecting quarterback mode. It's unbelievable that I'm even hearing that they have interest in Ty Simpson. That's blowing my mind. Whether they do, whether they don't, whether they'll draft him, whether they don't, I wouldn't even want to hear the word quarterback coming out of the Cleveland Browns' mouth if I was a Browns fan.
Dude, if they take a quarterback in the first round at 6, I will fucking laugh my ass off.
They might.
It would be so on brand for them.
Shador would lose his mind.
Poor Shador. Think about that poor Dylan Gabriel.
Oh yeah.
Dylan Gabriel comes, they give him the starting job, and they're like, you know what? We got another quarterback. Let's bring in another quarterback. Oh, you know what? Let's bring in Joe Flacco too. They're just collecting quarterbacks at this point.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable what's going on over there. I've never seen anything like this. Squeech says the play action where he hides the ball on his hip with the handoff arm extended is my favorite. Yeah, for sure, man. Again, a guy of that pedigree. He knows the little tricks, the little everything. So there's a lot of things that I do enjoy about watching Aaron. No two ways about it. Vegas says Derpy is a genius. Give him a break. Derpy is the first time those words have ever been uttered by muttered by anybody. Mike, Derpy is a genius.
Yeah, better left unsaid.
Cousins has a Somalian, Somalian for an agent.
Somalian?
And that's okay. It's not spelled correctly, is it?
I don't think it's spelled right. Yeah.
All right. His Somalian. We're assuming. Squeech says, I hope he does the discount double check last year against the Ravens. That one got me fired up. Mark Malone, Mike misses Sandusky. I agree. I would have to agree.
I say, Sandusky, Ohio is a nice town. I like it.
I was just there last week.
Tyrone
it's
says,
garbage.
My grandpa came to my house yesterday and got me a Chase Claypool jersey, Color Rush 2. Funny, he tries, and a dope hat, always grateful. Wow, man, that's cool. That's cool. That's awesome. Your pap. You know what I mean? I would take 11, anything. Right? Yeah. I would take anything. If my pap was alive to give me it, I would take
anything. The Color Rush jerseys are kind of cool too, so you got a nice one.
Vegas says it was flaxseed oil. Kenneth, what's up? Always great seeing Kenneth Jones on the terrible board. He says, hey guys, always great seeing you. Hope things are well for you, sir. Heading into the weekend. Just 27 days from the NFL draft. RB says, hey now, Barry Bonds was taking an experimental performance enhancement drug. It was an unknown substance, so it was technically not illegal. It wasn't on the banned substance list.
That's right. He never failed a drug test.
That's true. John says a fake cast in wheelchair works at Disney for the whole group. Just don't push Derpy. Let's go right here. Cody says if that cripple had Derpy's arms and legs, that would be one scary monster.
Oh God, it'd be like Ursula from the Little Mermaid.
Yes, right. Christopher says if you ain't cheating, you ain't competing. That's Bill Belichick's motto.
Yeah, perfect.
Vegas says y'all see the quad amputee who's we did talk about that at the top of the show.
Oh yeah, go back and watch.
Yeah, you got it. We had
let's see what he said. He might have added a little bit to this. He says accused of murder is on video climbing a ladder with a rifle slung over his shoulder.
It's like out of fucking Fallout.
Some JFK shit.
Falling off. They're using his teeth and toes to shoot a rifle. How the fuck did this guy shoot a rifle with a nub?
I gotta see this, especially climbing the ladder with the.
And he was like all dressed up in camo paint. Looking like Rocky. In his mouth, he had like a 16-inch Bowie knife, and he's like using the nub to climb a ladder with the rifle slung over his shoulder.
I have to see this.
This is turning into the best thing ever.
It really is.
We need to make a movie about this.
But you know what? Every time there's a crazy weird story, something weird always happens. Remember, like a couple years ago when when Kobe Bryant died, and it was like, oh, that's terrible. But then next thing you know, it was like COVID popped up out of nowhere. There's always a weird story that always leads into weird times. And I hope this one isn't it, guys. But you know what? You don't get much weirder than a quadriplegic cornhole champion. I mean, the champion, no less. But
he beat people with 4 limbs at cornhole.
Right.
A game that requires 3 limbs to play.
Dude, I've seen
the guy's awesome. I gotta give him credit.
Puts them together and hops and throws the thing.
He probably spits it and he puts it in his mouth. He's like, he Hawk 2 is that shit 60 feet across. Amazing.
Steel Freak says this Derpy is distracted with his police scanner on all the time because he must hear if they found any bodies. Let's go to right here. Corey says, look, the Derpy video didn't phase me 2 days after it happened, but I watched 1,000 Pound Sisters to feel better about my life. So I'm in a great place. If it, it was a funny picture and it was classic, historic, if you will. But that look on his face, that look is, and he's like looking over his computer and he's like confused for a minute. And
what's going on? And then he reaches over and kills it.
Yes.
And the screenshot that Mike took that he sent me that day was literally that look on his face with his arm reaching at the camera. Like it's classic.
Does anyone know what episode it was? I got to go back and get some more footage.
Yeah, I could find it. I could pull it up. Mark Malone says, "Fucking Derpy, man.
Derpy.
Don't drink that." Says Derpy looked like the big baby from Boss Baby, just all Hanes and stuff. Loathing right here on the tube. Mark Malone, it was a fitting introduction. RB says, curious we need these first round wide receivers who's going to block Aaron's blind side, so they have to have a shot to remotely get open. Offensive line, wide receiver, nose tackle, wide receiver. RB follows it up by saying, I mean, it's not hard to run a different defense. I'm sure Graham has more plays than 4. I know Terrell Austin was playing that Tech Mobile playbook. Let's go right here to Vegas. The people feeding those obese folks are horrible enablers. The people are so fat that they can't get out of bed, yet they eat 3 dinners a day. Corey says that Mark Malone was the equivalent of when you fart in front of your girl for the first time. It's terrifying. Then after that, you're shitting with the door open. I still don't want to see Derpy without a shirt on ever again. I don't care. I never want to see that ever again. Corey says this. He says if it wasn't for the Derpy nip slip, we wouldn't have a disappearing Derpy once a month.
Let me say something real quick about that whole situation. Do you remember? Here's one caveat to the whole Derpy thing. That was the very first day he ever had a camera on this show. He bought a new laptop. He bought a new microphone. He was so pumped up about it. I was getting pictures every day of his setup, and I was like, good for you, man. I can't wait to see you on the show. And then the day that he does the show with his new camera from his new laptop, with his new mic, he wasn't even trying to turn the camera on. He just pops it on, and there it was in all its glory. 2 fucking butterball turkeys. It was,
but like, why?
I missed the show that day, and I get a text from Mike at like 2:15, like the moment the show ends. Oh, hey Jeff, you need to go to 1 hour 45 minutes on today's show. Whatever it was, just it's such a classic thing. That poor Derpy, man.
Let's see the nip slip. There it is. So let's go. Mark Malone says, damn good analogy. That Corey Vegas says Derpy was on America's Got Talent farting the alphabet. He didn't win. Also, right here, let's go to Cody. Cody says, I don't know why I'm so fat. You just killed a whole pack of Oreos and drank a Mountain Dew.
A 2-liter bottle.
And that's the thing. You go over to that nerd show, you never know. Like that one day, he literally sat there and killed that bag of popcorn in minutes.
Popcorn's pretty good, though.
It's amazing, but come on. Corey says this. He says, Vegas, America's got high cholesterol. Sorry, I noticed a spelling error. Didn't mean to micromanage. Vegas says, eat a 5K calorie lunch, then wash it down with a Diet Coke. You know what? That's a very common. As a matter of fact, yeah.
Well, you don't want to mess with the diabetes.
Right.
Yeah, so you got to drink the Diet Coke.
Nobody wants the diabetes.
That's why you go with the zero sugar colas,
which are delicious, by the way.
Except for the fact that it has no sugar, but
they're better than the diets. Dude.
The sugar is usually the best part of the pop. It makes it sweet.
That's what makes it taste good.
That's what makes it taste good. Let's go right here to Tyrone. He says, in my opinion, Vega first round, then wide receiver second round. Wide receiver class is deep. Corey says, Vegas, I'm offsetting my calories. Let's go right here to RB. RB says the thing that worries me is no one is going to understand with an entirely new staff. This team isn't going to be full throttle, ready to roll week 1. It's going to take about 4 to 6 weeks. You know what? You're probably right. Until they hit their real groove. I was thinking the same thing. Vegas. Cody said those shows are comedy gold. Also, Corey, don't drink that, says that RB. Oh no, I'm terrified for week 1. LOL. I know this should statistically be a down year. You don't reboot without re-downloading software. We have to be patient. RB says this. He says, Ty, he says the wide receiver class is deep. That's why you don't take them early when you have more pressing needs on the line. Good line makes wide receivers better, more time to run, the now chance to get open. Following that up by saying Caboli is perfectly happy about his lifestyle as well. And he's 2 fries away from a cardiac arrest. Remember when remember when his fat ass got stuck in the mud?
Yes.
Where was it? Was it camp
It was
or
training camp.
training camp? And he's the only person who got stuck. His fat ass pulled into the grass where it was apparently raining a couple days prior, and the ground was soft. And everybody else seemed to get out there just fine, but his fat ass couldn't get his car out. They had the whole entire Pittsburgh sports media trying to push him out of the mud. Out of the mud.
Pittsburgh sports media at its finest.
Squeed says chances are slim it happens again, but I do remember a quarterback who's laughing now. O-line. Interesting. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. Vegas says this
trip.
is a hot dog, a sandwich, and a cereal, a soup. I would say yes. Why wouldn't it be a sandwich?
Mm-hmm.
It is definitely a sandwich. Yes.
Meat between two bread. And yeah, Finch, you're the expert here on wieners. Is that officially a sandwich, the hot dog?
I would classify a hot dog as a sandwich, yes. But as a cereal soup, I would say no. And here's the reason why. Soup is cooked.
Yeah,
even cold soups are cooked. There are cold soups, like borscht is a cold soup served cold. Yeah, I mean, evidently Evgeny Malkin's mom made great borscht, if I remember that whole thing. But yeah, soup is a cooked product. Cereal is not a cooked product. Parts of it is cooked, like the little Crispies or whatever, but I would say no. But the hot dog, definitely a sandwich.
I would say yes on the hot dog, no on the cereal as well. If I'm eating soup, it's better be warm.
I prefer a nice hot soup. Yeah, give me some good old wedding soup with the little meatballs in there. Oh, yeah.
Let's do scoot here to John. Ryan has quadriplegic on the brain. Now I do.
Ryan is going to be looking up quadriplegic porn 5 seconds after he logs off today. It's going to happen. It's probably already on there. That's why we haven't seen your right hand for the last 30 minutes.
That's right. Also, let's go right here to Don't Drink That at RB. I hope it's at least Cajun fries. Got to make it worth it. Ty says, agree RB. I'm all in on Vega. Vegas has Big Ben on the podium after Super Bowl 43. Cody says, you say buy one, get one now. I must have said that. Buy one, get one free on the Permani sandwiches right now. Vegas says, that dude needs some vitamins. Cody said that's a shaved head Napoleon Dynamite. What's that Carson Beck picture?
Yeah. That's a good analogy. Yeah.
Also, Vegas says this. Was that the picture before? Was that the before picture of current Derpy? Current Derpy. Steeler Freak says Sid Sommer Rodgers is stupid rich already. Vegas says a Derpy tush push would be devastating.
Derpy.
Can you imagine?
It's like sticking your hands in the mud.
Oh. Tortilla Derpy's touchdown celebration would be taking off his shirt.
Oh God, like a soccer player waving it around.
Then he does the icky
flying
shuffle.
Everywhere.
The Derpy shuffle.
Derpy.
Yeah.
The sensor bars on the TV trying to match the jiggle.
It's literally the entire TV screen is censored except for the corners. Like it's the only way you'd be able to cover it all.
Winston has arena football written all over him is what John says. Ty says, I'm getting 2 jerseys out of this draft. Depends on who we get.
Nice.
Cody says, Finch going to be at Fremont Street. Isn't that where Cousin Eddie took Clark Griswold? I'm thinking of a number between 1 and 10.
Yep.
7 and 5.
That's Fremont Street is classic Vegas. That's where like the Golden Nugget and all that's at, the old style. It's not on the main strip. It's a northern end of town. So that's where I'm going to be for the first 2 days I'm there. So yeah, let's do that.
We did get this RB comment where he said about Coach T. Vegas says, get a Fraser jersey. Vegas follows it up by saying, crazy how aliens around the universe all spoke English. Steeler Freak says, this, I expected that outcome and expected about the same this year. I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll gladly admit it. I do want to say thank you. Tortilla on the super chat. He says, star back. There it goes. Thank you to Tortilla. There it is, everybody. Here's Carson Beck. Thank you so much.
You mentioned Carson Beck. He will appear.
You say his name 3 times. But thank you so much to Tortilla. It'll certainly go into the show, sir. Thank you so much. Steeler Freak John says Mike M is handcuffed. Mike McCarthy is handcuffed with a limited quarterback. I won't completely judge him until Rodgers is gone. Mark Malone saying it was the Tomlin effect. Also, Vegas says this. Gotta love a financial advisor named Madoff. Tyrone says Tomlin's schemes were so bad in offensive coordinators and defensive coordinators. Vegas says they have Massage Watson coming back. And that's another thing. They have Watson coming back. They have so many quarterbacks in Cleveland. It's unbelievable. And that team is terrible. And ever since 1999, again, Mike, they had that list of names in that meme for 10 years at least. You've been seeing it. And how many quarterbacks have they added since just 2 years ago? It's unbelievable.
So many. It's goddamn ridiculous.
A couple more messages. I got a couple more things we're going to get into, guys. Let's talk about right here. RB says Rodgers calls that play action move the guitar fake if you want to look up the highlights of it. Steeler Freak John, Rodgers would sit and wait for injuries. Cody says Sandusky, Ohio, where brake pads are made.
Tommy boy.
Callahan Auto.
Tyrone said at first I thought it was Pittman for real. Vegas said I never heard of a massage rubbing all the talent out of you. And massages must not have been so great down in Houston. He was certainly better when he played for the Texans. Vegas says Barry's boy, Mr. Anderson, went to jail and never said a word. There it is. There's the Somalian, the auto type and weed, is what John is saying happened on that Somalian text. We were trying to figure out if it was Somalian. It was Mark Malone. He says, I can't believe they drafted Gabriel. That's what I'm saying. Unbelievable with this team, what's going on. And they wonder why they're never any good. Corey says he used his fee. Shit, I don't know. Mark Malone can't believe they gave Watson that contract either. It's Cleveland. Nothing surprises me up there. It really doesn't. Let's go right here. Corey says you need 3 pints of constant to climb a ladder. Tyrone says I got a JPJ, a Watt, a Troy P, George Pickens, Minka, Claypool, J-Ram, DK. I got 8 now. I can't wait to see you get next, man. It's interesting. I can't wait to see the addition to your collection. John says Quad Man was playing Eye of the Fish Tiger on his mission. Vegas says, how the hell are you a pro cornhole player with no arms?
That's what I'm saying.
And, that's a distance. You have to really toss that cornhole. And, to get it on the board for one, to get it to go in the hole or near the hole. I mean, that's a whole skill set to have no arms.
Yeah. And
to be the champion of that it's incredible. I'd love to see this. Mark Malone. All right. I got to see this guy. Me too. Vegas, this channel will get banned due to its nudity if it happens again.
Keep the puppies in the pen there, Derpy.
Keep the puppies in the pen. Somber says, bro couldn't wait to free the nips. He could not wait to free the nips. He gets that camera, and first thing, as you said, Finch, it wasn't even
first
24
thing
hours.
He did was whip him out on camera. It's classic Derpy.
Remember what Kelly turned Chet into on Weird Science? I don't.
That big old that creature. That's what Derpy would look like.
Corey says he got space barred into the Hall of Shame. Let's Mark Malone and the look on Mike's face. Yeah, that was certainly one of the classic moments of that day.
I was shook.
It was devastating. I mean, everybody was shook. Here on the show, the people on the board, people at home, it was devastating, man. Vegas says Kelly was fine and odd looking at the same time. Let's go to RB. Jack and Coke. 0 for Mike. That Coke Zero makes it healthier, right?
Yes, it does.
You see the amount of alcohol that he drinks, and he tries to justify with a Coke Zero.
0 fat, sodium, carbs. No, it's flavored water.
It tastes like shit.
It's amazing. It tastes great.
Vegas says vanilla drinks all the Coke, then fills the can up with Jack. He
Possibly,
pours the Coke out, and then he fills it up with Jack, is what I'm thinking. John says an average person shouldn't take in more than 2,000 calories per day without exercise. A McDonald's quarter pounder, large meal, fries, and Coke is almost 1,300 calories. Vegas says I had a healthy smoothie. It was 900 calories. Tortilla, is a calzone a sandwich? I would say no. I would say I would say it is not a sandwich, guys. What do you think? A calzone?
No,
Yeah,
calzone
I don't
to
know
me
about
is not a sandwich.
that.
I don't eat it with this. I don't eat it like a sandwich.
True. Yeah, you
You
don't
know what I
really.
mean?
I mean, you can eat like they make those little calzone
you
things,
can.
but that's more of a stromboli.
Right. I would say no. I would say no to that. Chad says Mike, since tomorrow is 32nd birthday, if the Penguins don't win tomorrow, you should have them do a live stream pooping in diapers. I like that. And it's Chad, that's your birthday tomorrow, right? That's awesome, man. Happy birthday. Vegas is beets soup. Mike might want to go check on that. I'm going to continue forward here. Vegas is beet soup. Let's go to Corey. Corey, don't drink that. Quad porn would look like two Super Smash Bros. Characters just hopping around, trying to land the first blow. John says this is Budweiser Kellogg's in a can. Vegas says Fremont Street Experience. Buy all the day pass. It's a great deal. If you are down to ride the Superman zip line down for Fremont Street above all people walking, it's pretty fun.
Yeah, the zip line thing looks really awesome, but no thanks. I'm good on that.
Corey says at Vegas, the only reason why we think aliens spoke English is because they telepathically communicate in the language we understand. So it's different for every nationality. That makes sense.
Except for Mars Attacks. You ever see the movie Mars Attacks?
I have not.
Oh, it's awesome. It's star-studded movie, Jack Nicholson, a whole bunch of people in it. And all the aliens talk like this. They go, and it's the funniest goddamn thing.
I'm going to have to check that out.
It's so funny, dude. It's like mid-90s Tim Burton humor. It's great.
Let's go to right here. Mark Malone says the terrible tits. The terrible tits are on display. John says Tomlin authored the prevent offense. Mark Malone, face of the franchise. Ty says Derby thought it was a work night. Derby thought it was a work night. Also, Vegas says the milk's gone bad. Dave Chappelle as Rick James.
Gone bad. I wish I had 4 thumbs.
Vegas says, is a taco a sandwich? I think a taco is a sandwich.
A taco is basically a Mexican hot dog.
Yeah. It's got the meat and it's got
the toppings, the cheese, and it's wrapped inside of the Mexican version of bread. So
I would say so. Yeah, I would say yeah.
A delicious
sandwich. Yeah. It's delicious.
Delicious.
Right here to Mark Maloney says, I hate to tell you, but the artificial sweeteners actually fuck with humans. Ethanol, in that other word, it's right after
dehydrogenase. Wasn't he a wrestler in WCW? Yes, the artificial sweeteners are totally bad for you if you're drinking a case of them a day.
And people do that because they think
there are people who do that. Absolutely, they do. But those same people would also be drinking a case of Mountain Dew a day,
right,
if they thought that the artificial stuff was any worse or better. You know what I mean? Like, there is nothing that you eat or drink, even water, if you drink too much of it, will kill you. So that's what you have to think about too, is if you're drinking a can of pop a day, something with the artificial sweetener is likely to be less damaging to you, especially if you have diabetes.
Mark Malone says, damned if you do, damned if you don't.
It's true, man.
Cody says, if the wheelchair guy and Butler from Scary Movie 2 effed, that cripple guy would be their kid. Also, RB, I've made whiskey out of cornflakes and sugar before. That's right. RB, he makes moonshine, a lot of good alcohol.
Nice.
Also, Steel Loyal, what's up, man? Always great seeing Steel Loyal on a terrible board. Welcome back, my friend. Steel Loyal says, I would consider calzone closer to the quesadilla family. What Steel Loyal is saying. And you know what? That's not too far off, though. I mean, it's basically
calzone is an Italian quesadilla, I guess.
Yeah. Dude says, good show, fellas. Got to go. We thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
dude.
John.
Always great having dude by here, Mike. Finch and dude, you have yourself a great weekend. Vegas, as I said the same thing, Finch, but it was cool. But I don't ride the one with the full body harness. One, it's not built for men.
So yeah, the harness would be very hard on the old testiculars, is what I think he's trying to say.
Gotcha.
The zip line is cool though. Like it looks like something that would be fun, but I'm good on that, man. Give me a couple drinks and I'll just walk around and watch the street performers, and that's all I need on Fremont Street.
Cody says Mars Attack. There it is. Mars Attacks. Also,
Classic movie. Classic.
A torta is a sandwich, not a taco. Steel Loyal says a torta is a big Mexican lady. I'm sorry, Tortilla said Taco Bell is just a bunch of sandwiches. I'm suing. Cody says tamales, Mexican hot dog.
Yeah. Oh, tamales are good too, man. Hanks has a good tamale. You should go over there sometime.
Chad says this. Finch, was it Hulk Hogan or Jim Brown in that Alien movie?
It was Jim Brown. Yeah, Jim Brown was one of the stars in Mars Attacks, and he was really good in the movie. Like he played kind of the straight man, and he was funny.
Vegas says you have to go so Capriotti's can get a Bobby. It's Thanksgiving dinner and a sandwich.
Caprioni's at a Bobby. Are we in London? Is that like?
I was going to say, what's going on? I wasn't even understanding what I was saying.
That sounds like something. That sounds like something you would get at like a fish market at the corner of whatever the street is there in London. I don't know what it's called. Piccadilly Circus. So you get yourself a Capriotti's and get a Bobby.
Corey, don't drink that says you need to drink 2 12-packs of Diet Coke a day to get cancer from Diet Coke, but the caffeine would kill you first. Mark Malone says mixing it with booze. Mark Malone follows it up by saying, hence the ethanol reference. Vegas says, I love that Moonshiners show. The one guy is always effing himself up.
Cool show.
I like it. Go ahead, Finch.
Oh, I was just saying Moonshiners was a good show. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
For sure. Squeege says this. So what's the general requirement for something to be a sandwich? So far, it sounds like if there is an opening exposing the food, it qualifies. I don't know. What is a sandwich? It's bread and meat and condiments.
Yeah, I mean, I would think some sort, not exactly bread, but some sort of grain made.
Grain, right.
What would you call it? Enclosure, like a tortilla or bread. I don't know. I guess I really don't know what the exact qualifications are, but I will say this. I'm pretty staunch on the thought that a hot dog is a sandwich.
I am too. I mean, just the shape of the hot dog would put.
It is one piece of bread instead of 2 pieces of bread. But you're folding it over on itself, and the meat and the toppings are between the bread, and you're eating it with your hands. I think that's a qualifying
you want to fix
thing
that?
too.
You want to turn that into a sandwich? Don't tie the bread thing on your bread bag. Set it on the microwave for a couple of days, and then come back and make a hot dog again, and it turns into 2 pieces. It'll crack every single time.
Does. Yeah, it'll snap in half. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go right here to. I'm gonna scoot back down here just a hair. We're going to go right about here to.
Tortilla says, I am a sandwich. It's okay.
Right here, Squeege says, so it's okay. We got that. Tyrone, Tortilla, don't talk about my Taco Bell, brother. Going after work, of course, Tyrone does love Taco Bell. Finch.
I mean, I love Taco Bell too. It's so delicious, man. Nachos Bel Grande all day, every day. Yes, there you go. Live mas.
Somber says 2 pieces of bread. Tortilla says I'm a sandwich. It's okay.
I don't know why that line is so funny to me, dude.
Squeege says this. My customer's coming up to say hey, and you guys talking about what's a sandwich is killing me inside. Vegas says several performers are damn near naked. It's great when your wife isn't with you.
Oh yeah. That is definitely one of the cool things about Fremont Street is there are a lot of beautiful people walking around scantily clad.
Steel Loyal says, Tyrone, you need to invest into some Taco Bell stock. Also, Tortilla saying the JPJ box. I like it. Capriottis is a popular sandwich shop here.
I'm writing it down, buddy. I will be checking it out if I can find the time. I will be there. Capriottis.
Also, Tyrone says y'all should be proud of me. I haven't had Taco Bell in a few weeks. I've been itching lately. I've been craving some Taco Bell because I haven't had it in a while.
Yeah, I don't eat it very much, but when I do, I always enjoy it.
Yeah, me too.
My toilet doesn't enjoy it, though.
Let's go right here to Steeler Freak. He says, Dr. Finch is correct. Next week, he will explain how females who swallow semen don't get breast cancer.
Yes.
I like it. Finch, I didn't know you had this great content in you, but that's really
evidently I do. And hey, man, all I can say is my wife does not have breast cancer.
Vegas says Google them and you'll see I'm not trolling you. Cody says, what's the best Italian place to eat in Pittsburgh? There's a lot of good Italian joints.
There's a lot of good just ethnic food in general.
Yeah.
There's these Polish places and just stuff like that. I can't tell you any because I'm not one of those guys that like knows all the best places to eat, but I will tell you that every Italian place I've ever eaten around here is really great, other than the Olive Garden.
I can't remember. There's just one place, and the thing is, there's so many Italian restaurants, and none of them are big chains. They're all,
every neighborhood has a mom and pop.
And they're all so good.
Great place right here in Beaver, where I'm at. It's not in the city, obviously. I'm 30 miles away from the city, but even this little town has an amazing little pizzeria. It's Italian food, and it's great, called Marco's, or Mario's. Excuse me, Mario's.
Mario's.
Yeah, it's good. So, every neighborhood has good Italian food here. That's no joke, man. Just go for a walk, and on one corner somewhere, there's going to be a little Italian spot. It's going to look like a greasy spoon, and you're going to walk in there, and it's going to blow your mind.
Let's go. Olive Garden Vegas says tortilla. So, world peace is directly correlated with Tyrone eating taco. It is.
We may have just discovered something.
Let's go to. Here we go. Somber says, but 2 pieces, not one. Otherwise, a dumpling is a sandwich. Tyrone says, yep, tortilla. When I pull up, I need the JPJ box. The JPJ box. Steel Loyal said a dumpling sandwich sounds kind of fire.
I do like a good dumpling.
You know what? They have something like that here. There's a pierogi place that I actually like the pierogies a lot, where they have a pierogi sandwich where the bun is actually pierogi. Have you seen that, Finch?
I have not. So what? They have like 2 pierogi with like some sort of filling in between them, kind of like the KFC Double Down did with the chicken.
Exactly. And I've never had it because I'm kind of afraid of it. But they have something like that. It's in the top and the bottom is like a dumpling. So maybe I have to try it sometime. I'm kind of scared of it though. I don't know.
I ain't scared of food. I'll try it. Shit.
Arby says, my wife and her friend went to Panera Bread the other day. Her friend ordered a turkey sandwich. When they got back to work, it was just turkey, lettuce, and cheese. They said she didn't clarify the bread. You know what? I was just telling my buddy this. Back whenever we first got out of high school, we got this apartment, Finch, and I went to McDonald's. And it was actually in the town that you live in now. And I went to that McDonald's, and I ordered a grilled chicken sandwich, which I loved from McDonald's back then. And this is 100% true story. I shit you not. We ordered the food, got the drive-through. We pulled away, got back to our apartment. I opened it up. And when I opened it up, there was everything except the bottom bun in the box. It was the chicken, all the condiments, the top bun. They closed the box, and that's how they sold it. That's how they gave it to me. There was literally no bottom to the bun. That has to be purpose, right? There's
when
no
you're building the sandwich, the first thing you do is lay down the bottom bun.
Yeah, not these people. They just threw the chicken, and there was literally no bottom piece to that bun.
I could understand missing the top bun because it's the last piece. Maybe you get in a hurry and you get everything on there and you just wrap it up and you send it. But the bottom bun, they literally just laid your chicken on a piece of paper, threw some mayonnaise on it. It was like, that's good.
I just brought that up to my buddy within the past couple of weeks. We were laughing about that.
I totally believe it. I 100% buy that happened to you. Yes.
Vegas says back in the day, $5 at Taco Bell would have fed you and your home. Absolutely, man. Steel Loyal says $5 will still feed you at Taco Bell. Just get the $2 stackers or get the $5 box. A lot of good deal. I'm getting really hungry. It's getting right around that lunchtime for us, and all this food talk.
I'm ready.
Is a corn dog a sandwich? A corn dog is not a sandwich.
No.
Corn dog is a dildo if you're brave enough.
Everything is a dildo if you're brave enough.
Wait, isn't that how you
just ask the quadriplegic?
Like, isn't that how you heat up your corn dog?
No, it's not. Not even close.
I've been doing it wrong all these years.
Do you have an 1100 watt ass that can do you have a microwave for an asshole? Is that what you're telling me, Mike?
I'm just saying there's a lot of internal body heat, man.
Dude, I would hate to give you like a Stover's meal. You know what I mean? Like one of those meatloaf Salisbury steak things. You gonna heat that up in your ass too, buddy?
Steel Loyal
ever since.
Steel Loyal says facts. Taco Bell still the cheapest fast food. McDonald's definitely ain't no more. $12 for a Big Mac is unbelievable, and I can't believe what's going on with fast food. It's I don't know how it's going to survive. I'm gonna be honest. I can't imagine the way the prices are going. it just seems very unlikely that we're going to be able to support this, as again we're heading into some weird times with just our financials and in the war and everything. So again, might be rough times ahead. Corey says this. Well, that's messed up. My wife told me that if she did swallow, I'd get testicular cancer. I'm cancer free and I'm getting a divorce. Lying bitch. That's good, bro. You got that game ball coming right back at you on that one, dude. That was good. Let's go right here. Squeege. Back when I was home doing health aid work, there was a Taco Bell down the street. Not kidding. I ate there for 3 months straight. Then they took away the chicken chipotle melt. I was shattered. It's always the thing that you love, isn't it? It always seems
it's
like
always something really great that they take it away.
Yeah.
And then they'll offer it back in like 8 years as a limited time thing, and it ain't as good as it used to be.
And the price is jacked up.
Oh, twice as much, yeah. McDonald's is like legendary for doing that shit.
I know. Steel Loyal says a corn dog is a meat-filled hush puppy, basically.
I used to play bass for meat-filled hush puppy, by the way. That's.
I thought you played for Camels with Hair.
Oh yeah, I was with them as well. I've been with a lot of bands. Corn dog and the kebab also I was with. Yes.
Sulmer says I'd put a corn dog in the kebab family. Tyrone says I get 4 soft taco supreme fries with cheese sauce. Those potato baja blast. You got to get this. You got to get the cheese sauce to dip. You have to.
Taco Bell's nacho cheese sauce. Those little cups, man. I could drink that stuff. It's so good.
I know. And when you're done and you don't use it all, don't you take your finger inside the cup and eat the remaining?
What I like to do is if I'm at home, especially, is I'll like go find like a piece of bread or something, or if I like have some potato chips, I'll use that and I'll get that last bit because you got to get the last bit of cheese. But licking it off your fingers, that's a little too derpy. Like
I take my tongue and I stick it in there. It's a whole thing. That cheese is great.
You're like a dog finishing the bowl. Yeah. That checks out. Yeah, that checks out.
Right here, where Mark Maloney says this took Mike a while to find a new bottle. He ran out. He ran out. He had to run to the distributor.
Oh, hell yeah, brother! Oh, do you want the real story? I gotta go buy a damn new coffee pot.
Oh, geez. Why? Oh, okay. Well, all right. Yeah. Steel Loyal says this. I don't know. Vegas. Hold on. It's moving on me. Okay. Somber says I'd put a corn dog in the kebab family also. Okay. Right here. See, here it is. Here it is. Steel Loyal. Yeah. Meat on a stick equals a kebab. Vegas, how is it possible that we all love fruit and cake, but when you put them together, it's gross?
It's true.
Fruit cake is fucking terribly weird. It's so weird.
Food.
What is that anyway? Vegas says they gave you an Asian lady sandwich. An Asian lady sandwich. Steel Loyal says, I don't know. Vegas strawberry shortcake is pretty good. Tortilla says, one time I got a Baconator from Wendy's and they gave me a lettuce bun. Who goes to Wendy's to cut down on carbs? That's true. With the healthy meals, the fast food, nobody goes to fast food for health. Squeed says this. My ex's sister got no bottom bun. See, got no bottom bun one time. We all had a ball. We all had a ball joking about it. I can confirm it happens. And this was a long time ago. Like I said, I was just I was out of high school. Everything's a dildo. His Finch is it's a burner name.
It wasn't before, but it's gonna be now.
Yeah. Cody says this pod is gold. Ty says, love this trio, man. Welcome back, Finch.
Oh, thanks, guys. I'm glad to be back.
Salver says the fucking McRib, limited time cancer.
That's it, the McRib. And that's like the worst of all their shit that they make limited. Like everybody wants the snack wrap and remember that. Like the chicken deluxe, the arch deluxe.
Oh, yeah.
I would love to have those things back. No, they give us the fucking McRib.
The Arch Deluxe was amazing. I love
amazing. And they had like a chicken version that was equally awesome. Oh, they had the mayonnaise on there and the lettuce and the onions. It was just, I'm so hungry.
Steel Loyal says, I've never had a McRib. That's good for you, man.
It's one thing that's worth trying once. The sauce is all right. Like the sauce ain't too bad. It's just
the
meat.
The
meat.
Yeah, it's like somebody's
gross.
Somebody said, well, it's raccoon ankles. Vegas never had it either. John says this back in the day. We went days without food until a successful hunt. The DNA is still in our bodies. That is why humans store so much fat so fast. Our bodies don't know food is always around now.
Yeah, the ease of getting food is what is killing the human race. It was the fact that we talk about fasting. Everybody talks about this new trend in
Right.
weight loss is the fasting. And it does work. I can tell you personally it works. The reason it works is because that's how our primitive brain and our primitive bodies worked. You didn't have a meal every single day. You didn't have access to 10,000 calories in one meal. Our bodies for thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of years evolved like that. So that's why the fasting actually works, because that's how our bodies are supposed to operate.
Let me grab a couple more, and I have a couple more topics we're going to get into, guys. Squeech says this. He says, I hate the cheese and the nacho fries tortilla. I keep an extra burrito at all time in case I run into Taco Bell nacho cheese.
That is genius.
Mark Malone, that shit ain't cheese, man. I do miss the green sauce when it comes. Used to come in cups.
The green sauce was good. Yeah, the chili
green sauce was good. Diesel, what's up? Diesel says this. Stick my dong in the cup and not touch the bottom.
Cups are that deep, bro.
Diesel, you're getting a game ball too. Welcome back to the show. Glad to see you, brother. Cody says, what happened? You know what? The therapy is going to continue. It's going to continue on Monday next week, guys. I'm definitely going to get to the counseling. I'm going to counsel Mike next week, Finch, because I had to pull out all the alcohol bottles again that Mike has here at the store of the dead. What do they call it? The dead soldiers.
Yeah, the empty bottles.
The empty bottles. There must have been 30 of these, and they were big, liter bottles. So I have to counsel him.
Were they all the same liquor? Was it different stuff? Is he at least is there variety?
There was Bacardi, there was Black Velvet, there was
real liquor. It's not like it was a bunch of bottles of 99 bananas and shit.
No, it was
tequila rose.
And the board can vouch. I pulled at least 30 bottles out. I brought them in here to my studio. It took me forever. And then one day last week during the show, I showed every single bottle, every dead soldier that's here at the studio. And that's the
Mike, you have an empty bottle problem.
I do have an empty bottle problem. I need full bottles.
See, I only concerned about his health. I don't want
look at him. He looks healthy as hell. He's fine.
I look at him every day. He's not fine. But anyway.
Looks like an apple with a pair of headphones on.
Oh.
What the fuck?
I say that with extreme love. Apples are sweet. Everybody loves an apple.
Everyone loves a good apple.
Oh, come on. Boo. Boo. Oh, okay. He's back. Cool.
Hell yeah, brother.
Let's see.
So I'm going to go snort some cocaine out of what.
Really? I'll be over.
Let's go to Vegas. Asian lady salad. Asian lady sandwich equals a sandwich with no bottom.
Okay, that's funny. Okay. I was going to say a sandwich that sucks at driving, but that works too.
That was really good. Vegas, I'm going to have to give you a game ball there. Steeler Freak says humans store fat for long periods without eating or insurance that we don't need. Steel Loyal says tortilla. Got a holster with tortillas in it. Quick draw. Taco Man. Somber says, I was watching a video on YouTube yesterday and they were talking about current school lunches. They sound so sad. We had personal pan Domino pizzas when I was in school, $5. You used to get a pizza.
Wow.
You had Domino's personal pan pizzas at school? Are you kidding me?
Somber says this chips and soda almost every day. LOL. Vegas says, remember McDonald's had the burger with all the cold stuff on one side and the hot stuff on the other. Yeah, what was that?
The McDLT. Steelers Freak answers it on the next one.
Okay, there it is.
The thing I remember about the McDLT is they had a TV commercial that featured Jason Alexander, George Costanza, with hair when he was very young, doing a dance routine. It was like one of his first big things that he did for television was a McDLT commercial. You should look it up if you're a Seinfeld fan because it's pretty bad.
I will check it out. I'll do it
it's pretty
today.
bad. Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I never heard of this. Jesus.
Yeah, it's a commercial with Jason. Yeah, get the McDLT, and
I just
it's
pulled
the
up
way
the
it's
McDLT. That is weird.
Yeah, it's wild. He's a young man. He's got hair. He's in good shape, and he's doing a dance number.
Mark Malone says, I used to eat and booze more than Andre the Giant. Still was chiseled with the six-pack into my 40s. Not no more though. He says,
Dude, that's not
no
a six pack. That's a keg, bro. It's a keg. Call it what it is. Don't worry, I got one too. I'm not hating. Just saying.
Diesel, he says, LOL, nice to see you. Nice to see you, brother.
What up,
Welcome back,
homie?
Diesel.
And then let's go right here. RB, so what you're telling me is AR? Is AR? Mark Malone says he's Bam Bam Bigelow. Mike, you were Bam Bam Bigelow, right?
You got the Bam Bam thing going on, Mike.
I mean, take a look at this right here. That screams Bam Bam
geez.
Bigelow.
Where's your
Bam
neck?
Bam had the tats on the head, though, so you got to get some
Yeah.
on top. Yeah.
I gotta work on that.
RB says what you're telling me is Ryan, don't bring Mike 5 guys.
That's exactly what he's not telling you.
If you would like to have some of it, no, I wouldn't bring it for
Don't
Mike.
listen to him when it comes to my drinking. I will make that 5 gallons last a good weekend.
That's a good weekend, all right. You're not going to remember it, but yeah.
Sean says this Finch is correct in that fasting is natural. That's what John says. Public schools, LOL, somber. Vegas, a surefire way to lose 10 pounds in a week is to eat some raw chicken, then deal with the salmonella for the next few days.
That is quality dieting advice.
That will work, yes.
Also, let's go right here to what are we going to? Steeler Freak says this, Mike, I recommend saturation therapy where you get to drink as much as you want and as fast as you want.
I am down with that.
That sounds like it's right up your alley.
Yeah. I want to talk to that doctor.
RB says if they had Domino's in schools here, Derpy would have been offering hand jobs with his mouth in the bathroom.
You got the pepperoni? Oh, it's so greasy.
How about Somber? The lunch lady made really good chocolate chip cookies too. They were 25 cents a pop. You know what it was when we were in school was the iced tea that came in the containers that were bigger than the small milk containers.
Turner's iced tea.
Turner's iced tea was the raspberry iced tea when I was in school.
The raspberry tea cooler. That's what it was called. The
any of this
raspberry
shit,
tea
man.
coolers, and they were the shit.
And they was 35 cents too. Like, I mean,
35 cents. That's what they were for us too. Yeah, and they were delicious.
The best thing my school had was like they made homemade rolls when we had like pasta day, and they were hot and fresh.
You guys had pasta?
Yeah, and they were hot and fresh, made 10 cents a pop. People would buy trays of them and get a big old dab of butter.
Oh yeah, for $3 you could really fill up on those. Yeah,
that shit, man.
Yeah, that'd actually be pretty good.
Somber says about palm size. Vegas says Andre used to crap in tubs because he was too big to sit on a regular human-sized toilet.
There was an Andre the Giant documentary on HBO some years back. I highly recommend everybody go watch it. And that what you just said is something that was mentioned in that. Yeah, it's really.
Let me grab these next two, and then we're gonna got a couple more topics here, guys. John says this. He says Ryan could be a leper, and we couldn't tell with the hat and the hair. Vegas, Squeege. I was so trashed one time and the water lines were froze, so I tried using Yingling to cook my ramen. Still couldn't get over how bad it was. Wow, that does sound rough. Finch, that's no Yingling and no.
If you're cooking like beer bratwurst over a fire in a pan, then yes, Yingling, perfect. Pour it in there, cook it up. But for ramen,
Vegas says we had Dairy Queen and Jack in the box across the street from high school. We would go during PE and bring Coach Johnson back some food, and he would not complain. And then RB says this: we have a Vale Woods farm here, but in the same exact thing as it's the same exact thing as Turner's to the container and label and everything, just a different name. That's interesting. Guys, let me get into a few more of these topics for our Pittsburgh Steelers as we are heading into the weekend. Again, just 27 days away from the big NFL draft right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, guys. 27 days. It's unbelievable. That's less. You figure that's 3 weeks and then 6 days. So before you know it, it's going to be here. People will be piling into Pittsburgh. It's going to be something else. But a few more things that I do want to talk about today, guys. Some related news to people that used to be Steelers. Let's get this out a little bit. Remember, Mike, Kello Witherspoon? And I liked him. I liked when Witherspoon was here. I mean, he wasn't great, but he was serviceable at the time. And I thought he was a good piece for what the secondary needed at the time. The Washington Commanders is set to meet with former Steelers cornerback Kello Witherspoon. So that former Steeler news. Also, this one here I thought was interesting. Najee Harris is visiting the Seattle Seahawks. So if you're going to keep an eye open for a couple of your former Pittsburgh Steelers, Najee Harris might be on the move, Mike. Akello Witherspoon also may be on the move.
That's interesting seeing Najee going up to talking with Seattle. I know he's rehabbing his knee or his Achilles. I can't remember what he tore. Yeah, so and they need a running back. I don't know how good of a fit would be for him, but I have a feeling a team will give him one more shot.
I think so too. I mean, if he gets injured again and it's a serious injury, that's probably going to be it for him. But he should get another shot at this point. So again, good luck to Mr. Harris. I was always a fan. Also, a few things, Mike. These are some accolades. Let me give it to you like this. Even the PFF is praising the Steelers offseason. ESPN ranks the Steelers offseason number 1 in the NFL. So again, say what you want about our Steelers. Say what you want. Both ESPN and even PFF, who doesn't necessarily favor the Steelers a lot of times, a lot of Cleveland things in their favor, Mike. ESPN, PFF, everybody's saying the Steelers won this offseason. Would you agree? And are you excited? At least to this point, we still haven't even drafted a single player yet this offseason. But so far, Mike, all the accolades, everything that we're getting from the outside media that generally doesn't go this way, saying that we did the best work this offseason, and you got to give Omar Khan some credit.
Yeah, it's actually wild seeing all these places saying, oh my God, the Steelers did a good job. Normally they shit on the Steelers any opportunity they can. So it's kind of weird. And now I'm kind of double questioning what we did. Now I'm worried that, they say we did good. So maybe we did bad, because normally when we do good, they say we do bad. It scares me. But no, I really like what we did.
Well, you know what? They all said good things, but I do want to say this. The NFL Network's Mike Garofolo, Mike, he views Baltimore as being the favorites in the AFC North, which, again, this team did little to nothing, maybe even going in the wrong direction this offseason. But the people at NFL Network seem to give Baltimore that edge, where ESPN, PFF, they're all liking what we did. But Garofolo is giving it to the Baltimore once again after we just beat them 10 of the last 12.
They probably just saw the story about the quadriplegic from the Baltimore area. They were like, dude, there's no way that they can't win the Super Bowl when they got fans like that. I mean,
unless they address their wide receiver core, their O-line, and that D-line heavily in the draft, I don't see it. They have a lot of holes on that team.
They've lost, Mike. Again, you lose a couple wide receivers. You lost your center. You lost. You had what's her face, Max Crosby, and then that whole situation. I got to be honest with you. We beat this team 10 of the last 12 times. That isn't talked about enough, in my opinion. If people knew those numbers, because they just generally don't. We beat the Ravens 10 out of the last 12 times we played them. This is why I disagree with this gentleman, because at the end of the day, they did less than we did in the offseason. We did good. We're getting the highest grades. We still haven't drafted a player yet, Mike. I like our chances this year, especially if Aaron comes back, if he's going to run it back against the same teams. And again, it's going to be easier this time because now you have the NFC and the AFC South conferences. So that's going to water down the schedule a little bit as well. You're not playing of course, the Lions weren't as good as we thought they were, but you played the Lions, Green Bay, and Minnesota, and the Bears also last year in that NFC North division, which was considerably tougher than the AFC South with your Falcons, your Saints, your Panthers, and teams like that. So I like our chances. Again, for these people, they always give Baltimore that edge, though, and I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that, Mike, because it seems like when someone starts giving us the edges, when we start really effing up. And I kind of like the back against the wall. I like the underdog role for our Steelers. It seems like we play better at going all the way back to the 2005 Super Bowl season. We had to be that underdog team and come from the 6th seed and win 4 games to even get into the playoffs. Steelers, I like it when they have that edge of being the underdog.
Me too, and I think the team does too. Historically, we love being the underdogs in situations. I think everyone does, because you're playing with free money at that point. You can play free and loose, whereas you're the favorite. You kind of have to lock it up, and then you can play stiff and tight.
I agree. A couple more things here. Travis Homer, Mike, he's going to be the new Miles Killebrew. This is what's being said. Miles Killebrew, the special team captain, the specialist. This is what I'm being told is supposed to be expected of Travis Homer moving forward. They needed that guy. Whether he is that guy at the end of the day, Mike, Travis Homer is supposed to be the replacement for Miles Killebrew.
Yeah, I don't see him getting a whole lot of every down carries at all. I don't even think he'll be listed as the number 3 running back. Wouldn't surprise me. He's listed as the number 4 running back on the depth chart, and we'll just get, just be a special teamer.
And finally, will the Steelers trade a top 100 pick, Mike, to help their 27 draft out? The odds. There's a lot of speculation that they could use one of those valuable picks, Mike. 5 of them in the top 100. Top 100 players available. Is that going to be played into something on draft day to help out next year? A lot of people speculating that Omar Khan and company are going to be very active on this draft day, Mike. Just 27 days away, right here in Pittsburgh. Top 5 picks, though. That's where a lot of your value is.
Yeah.
The Steelers send a top 100 pick down the road next year.
I hope not. The only way I would trade them is to move up in this draft to get a guy I really, really love. I don't want to trade into next year. Figure out next year. If I'm trading picks to next year, I'm trading my 5th, 6th, 7th round picks into next year for some lower round trade for capital. But I do not want to trade any of those picks, man. You can get 5 guys in the top 100 or 4 guys by using one of them to trade up. You've made this team better this year, next year, the year after, and the year after, and the year after. I don't want to squander capital of that value to next year. Now, if you can get a second for him, I would listen to you. But the only one I would trade is the 99th pick overall, that compensatory pick.
Yeah,
I would trade that one if I'm going in the next year. But any of the other ones, no.
All right, let's get back on the board, Mike. I'm going to try to get through some of these messages as we are rounding third on the show here. Mark Malone says cooking chili with beer is good too. Somber says, y'all remember the rumor that Jack in the Box used kangaroo meat? LOL. We believed anything as kids. I don't remember, but you're right. We sure did. You know what I just thinking the other day, and this is kind of stupid, kind of off topic, but when you're a kid, you see things differently. You don't know all the things that you know as an adult. You haven't been there, done that. You know, one stupid thing that hit me the other day that I used to think when I was a kid that was off. Remember, shoe fly don't bother me. Shoe fly don't bother me. Shoe fly. You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
As a kid, I didn't understand that. I didn't know that it was meaning shoe fly. I thought it meant a shoe fly, like a shoe, a fly around your you know what I mean? As a kid,
a type of fly called a shoe fly.
yes,
Perhaps?
as a kid, that's exactly what I thought. Because again, you just kind of get these ideas because you don't know,
right.
And it just dawned on me the other day that I thought that was a shoe fly, not a shoe fly.
Yeah, like I always thought, guerrilla fighters were gorillas with weapons. And why are we fighting?
Exactly. Let's go right here to. I'm going to scoot down a little bit. It moved on me just a bit right here. Somber says, we got that one. Diesel 56 says this. My mother is in charge of the cafeteria at the school. Brings me some nostalgic food, but it's changed over the years to crap. I'd starve. I used to like school lunches. I might have been the only person, but I was literally, I loved them.
There's like certain ones I loved and other ones I hated, but man, when they were good, they were fire.
Tyrone says I'm about to drive, still listening. Awesome, man. Be careful, sir. Diesel says Mexican pizza. School Mexican pizzas were always good.
Usually pretty good, yeah.
Steeler Freak says Frito Pete at high school lunch after a joint in the parking lot. That tasted Frito pie at high school lunch after a joint in the parking lot. That tasted the best. That sounds amazing. Let's go right here. Lightning Rod, I do want to say welcome back to the show. He says, this breaking news. Iran is now demanding that the Steelers draft an offensive lineman in round 1 of the 2026 NFL draft as part of the ceasefire deal. Follows that up by saying, "This is breaking news and a developing story. Always great seeing you, Lightning Rod. Hope things are going good for you, brother." Also, Somber says, "Fuck what the pundits say. They say we'd be in third in the division last year. They don't know shit, good or bad." You're right. Us in Pittsburgh, we knew that it was going to be better than it was, or better than they were saying, and it certainly was. Again, we beat Baltimore 10 of the last 12 times. If they beat us 10 of the last 12 times, you wouldn't hear the end of it.
Oh god, that's all you would hear.
Oh, the Ravens, they beat the Steelers. They just dominate this rivalry. They're so dominant. It's just even I can't even imagine if it was the other way. But the Steelers win 10 of the last 12, and it's crickets, Finch. It's crickets.
What's funny is we dominate all the teams in our division.
I know.
We have those kind of streaks against the Browns, against the Bengals, and yet we just don't get the love and respect that we deserve.
Never. Mark Malone says, "So far, so good this offseason. Vegas is all because of Lamar. They're not better than us." Cody says, "Baltimore has a quarterback right now. We don't. He can't beat us." I mean, I don't disagree. They tell me he's an MVP, but I never see it because he never beats us. But that's definitely the argument. Somber says they have a lot more holes and not the good kind. Mark Malone, take the Steelers to win the division again. Easy money. Vegas, to be fair, both of those divisions improved more than I thought. Absolutely. But again, if you're going to get two divisions, them are the two that I want. Give me them two right now. But they are certainly improved, the NFC and the AFC South. Moving along. Jackson is a regular season quarterback. You're damn straight he is. Cody, I feel like the Panthers are on a come up. Pitt Panthers. Tortilla says, obviously, Carolina's who he's talking about. But I did want to say at Pitt's Pro Day yesterday, great from right here, Mike, in Aliquippa with the Hopewell address. Tony Dorsett was back at Pitt for Pitt Pro Day.
Cody D.
It could have been four Hall of Famers out of Aliquippa had Tony just went to the town that he lived in, but that's beside the point. Lightning Rod says, "Vladimir Putin of Russia has stated that he would like to see the Pittsburgh Steelers draft an inside linebacker in the first 3 picks of the 2026 NFL draft." Russia, if you're listening, Vegas says. Cody. Benny Sco is the next Killer Brews, what Cody is saying. Vegas says Matt Williamson loves KC Concepcion now. Lightning Rod says, "I have a feeling the Steelers aren't going to have an awesome draft this year." Mark Malone, Beck, LR Robertson in the top 5. Somber, the goal was quarterback this year. That got thwarted. They're going to try to do what they can to get their quarterback in 2027. Got you on that. You're cool. Lightning Steel Oil says, "All this food talk. I'm cooking right now. I'm going to be cooking soon."
Yeah, as soon as I'm off the air here, I've got food to make.
I got to make something.
Steel Freak says this: "There's always the guy who wants to bring politics into the chat. Grow up. That is a common thing not to do." Mark Malone says maybe able to get Robertson in the 4th. Vegas says it would be awesome if you could email or text people food. That would be awesome.
We'd be in the whole society would be so screwed.
Yeah.
If food was that easy. Yeah, you can just open up your phone and like a pie pops out of it. Like, oh.
Like on any nerds out there, like on Star Trek, you go to your replicator and say what you want to eat, and it makes it right there.
It just pops it right up. Yep.
Somber says this. Somber says a sneaker flying around. That's exactly it. A shoe fly. Lightning Rod said the Steelers are going to have an awesome epic draft this year. I think you're right. Just because it's in Pittsburgh, I think they're gonna go all out. Whether they trade, move up, move down, whatever it is, guys. I think it's gonna be worth it if you're a Steeler fan. Tortilla says Ryan thinks meat bees are made of beef jerky. Meat bees are made of beef jerky. Cody says, "When I was 6 and up, my parents would let me go outside and be gone all day. I don't let my kids." Exactly. We would be gone all weekend. My parents wouldn't have no idea where we were. I don't let my kid out of my sight. My youngest kid, anyway. He's not out of my sight. I mean, he's 11, going on 12. But as a kid, we would be gone all weekend. And then you get home and your parents were like, where are you? We didn't hear from you all weekend. We were afraid something happened to you. It was normal back then. Drinking out of people's hoses on the side of their houses like it was nothing. Cash register math, Vegas is saying. Steeler Freak says 365. Our generations can be alone, independent, find ways to occupy ourselves without digits, and have less desperation with neediness. There's a reason for it. Let's grab right here where Lightning Rod says, why was James Harrison saying that he wants Joe Burrow to sign with the sign with the Steelers? Burrow is a free agent? No, but you know what? I would take it in a heartbeat. I would take it in a heartbeat. I would take it in a heartbeat. And you know what? I don't even care that he has injury problems, because when the guy plays, he's going to give you a top quality quarterback play. And again, he's not 43 years old like Aaron Rodgers. So that's just me. I'm on the same board as James Harrison, but I think it's all just a pipe dream. But it's definitely interesting, though. And then finally, a couple more here. John says, I'm the last of the baby boomers out until the light streets came out on every day. Somber, I was born in 85 and I played outside until the lights. Absolutely. And then when the lights, the street lights came on, then you went outside and played, what was the tag? The
Release.
Flashlight tag?
Yeah.
Is that what it was called?
Oh, yeah. Flashlight tag. Yeah.
Flashlight tag. Then you'd be out till midnight doing that shit. And finally, Vegas says this, my street didn't even have lights. I would go home when I heard my grandma yelling for me, time for dinner. Ah, man, it's Friday, guys, just 27 days away from the NFL draft. Mike, we have a good trivia question today. It's going to be about the draft, as they have been lately. But it's going to be difficult. But you know what? If you really think about it, I think that somebody could get this one today. I'm going to sneak off to run to the restroom real quick. Mike, why don't you tell everybody about the website? I'll be back in just a moment to get this trivia question of the day started.
All right, everyone, check out the Dumyinzers.com. That's the Dumyinzers.com. You know what's over there. We got all of our social media links over there. We also have, what else do we have? Chop, one of our draft guys in the background. He has his top 10 or his top rankings of the wide receivers in the draft. Some of them are quite controversial where they are ranked, so check that out. And RB has a new article up there as well, talking about the best offseason move we made was parting ways with Mike Tomlin. It's a good read, so go check it out at the Dumyinzers.com. Everyone, check it out. Right, Finch? You're going to check it out right after the show?
I actually have it up right now in another tab.
Oh, see, look at you. You were Johnny
really
on the
do.
spot.
I really do. I want to see
right
RB's article. I was going to look for RB's article there.
Yeah, RB's article should be under NFL news.
All right.
I have it broken down by the draft, the news. The blog is for more of my stuff. I try to keep the RB stuff and Chop stuff out there. Yeah, Somber. Yeah, those ratings were kind of wild. I thought so too. But that's why I love the draft, man. You get everyone's different view of how they value a player's skill set. Like, I didn't agree with a lot of them, but hey, we'll find out in 20 some on days who was right, who was wrong when they go. Yeah, Steeler Freak. One thing I can tell you is that back in the day, it was easier to be a quality serial killer. Hell yeah, there was no one around, no cameras, no nothing. It felt like people were more gullible back then too. I mean, look at what Son of Sam, what he looked like, and convinced all those chicks to get into his car. Like, Finch missed his calling. Maybe Derpy could have pulled some chicks back in that era.
No, definitely not. I don't think that would have worked out. Yeah, he would have. What was his name? The charming guy, was it Ted Bundy?
Yeah, Ted Bundy. Yeah.
Yeah, that would never work for Derpy. He if he's a serial killer, he's more of the BTK guy. You know what I mean? Sneak up on him and kill him in the parking lot at the night, and then drag him over to the river. That sort of thing. That's more Derpy style.
All right, let's get into it, guys. Let's get into the trivia question of the day. I'm showing my age, Mike. This was 2 times in the last month that I stepped away to use the restroom during the show. I haven't done that once in 4 years.
No, you're getting old.
Twice in the last.
Usually that's me every show.
It is usually. Guys, it's time. Let's get into the trivia question of the day. Finch, Mike, put on your thinking caps. Everybody on the board. Let's get into it. This is, again, if you think about it, you might be able to get it. Otherwise, it's going to seem tough, but let's give it a shot. Let's see how we do, guys. This is question of the day trivia. Here we go. It's draft trivia about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's give it a go. With over 900 draft picks in their team history, tell me who the very first and the very last draft pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers was. I'm looking for the very first draft pick by the Steelers and the very last draft pick by the. You could get this. I'm telling you, it sounds difficult. I understand that by the look of Mike's face. With the exception of his lazy eye, what I'm seeing is confusion, and the confusion, Mike. If you think about this, you could get it. So let me read it again, just to throw it out there, guys. Here we go. Question of the day: with over 900 draft picks in their history, tell me who the Steelers' first and last draft picks were. Take a minute to think that over. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30, 3 o'clock even p.m. right here on the tube.
On tube.
Question of the day. With over 900 draft picks in their history, tell me who the Steelers' very first and very last picks were. Again, I think if you think about it, you might be able to get close. Let me grab a couple messages as we are letting Mike and Finch think about this here. We were usually in the desert on our bikes making the best racetrack, is what Vegas says. Steelers gang up in this motherfucker. Also, Tyrone, Steeler freak John, Vegas, understand my pops was an Army cop. I had to be in yelling distance and was always embarrassing to hear him get going. All right, guys, question of the day once again. With over 900 draft picks in their team history, tell me who the Steelers' first and last draft picks ever were. All right, Tyrone. Ty says, great show. Mike Ryan Finch, much love, peace. Have a great weekend, you bastards. You too, my man. Hope you have a great weekend. Stay safe. It's 27 days from the big draft, bro. All right, guys. Mike, what is your thought process here? Do you have any thought, any ideas? How are you trying to put this all together upstairs? I'm assuming you turned your mic off.
What year did the draft start? I am at a complete loss.
That was my thought, was when did the draft start? I know that the NFL drafted players as far back as the 30s, but they didn't have an actual draft event until I want to say like the 60s.
I'm going to go with the first player we drafted. God damn. The actual real NFL draft, I'm going to go Johnny Unitas because I know he was a Steeler at one point. And our most recent last pick, who the fuck did we take in the 7th round this year?
I have no idea who we took in the 7th round last.
Dante Kent. Dante Kent is the last pick we've had in the draft.
So Johnny Unitas would be the first pick ever.
Yeah.
And the last pick would be Dante Kent. Is this your final answer?
Actually, let me amend that first pick to William Shakespeare.
No, you can't look at that's a problem with the board because you didn't have that, and then I'm seeing it on the board, and all of a sudden you're like, "Oh, let me change that to." William
I don't even have the board up.
No,
I don't.
The first answer was your final answer. You're getting Johnny Unitas. Because here's the thing, it's not that you're seeing somebody else say it, and then that's what the answer you're going
I didn't
with.
even see it. My board's not even up on my screen.
Nah, I'm not buying it. Finch, what do you think? Now all of a sudden it's going to be easy and everybody's going to know it.
Yeah, the name that popped in my head for some reason was Sammy Baugh. Slinging Sammy Baugh was a QB in the 1950s, I do believe. He went on to be pretty darn good in the NFL. I don't know if we drafted him though, but I know he played for us. But I feel like we did draft him, and then he went on like to the Redskins or somebody else and became real big. I'm pretty sure my answer is wrong. That was the one I thought about was Sammy Baugh. So that's my guess. Slinging Sammy Baugh for the first. As for the last, I really have no idea. Mike,
at least you have somebody original. Right. Everybody that Mike said is on the was written on the board.
Yeah, and I'm looking now, and somebody said William Shakespeare, and I was like, oh yeah, funny because that's from the 1600s. And then somebody's like, no, William Bill Shakespeare from Notre Dame, and I'm like, oh okay, I have no idea that was an actual player, but it seems logical.
Chat up.
So yeah, I'm going with Slinging Sammy Baugh. That was the first one. When you said Johnny Unitas, I thought that's a similar time period. I thought, maybe I'm not too far off, but I'm probably way off.
Let's see. So is that what's your final answer then?
Sammy Baugh.
And who's the last?
Whatever Mike said, Kent. I don't know, because I really have no guess for who the last pick was last year.
Dante Kent.
Kent. Yeah, let's go with that. I'm going to cheat on that one.
Lock Finch in. There you go. You're all locked in, guys.
Ching.
Question of the day: with over 900 draft picks in their history, the Pittsburgh Steelers had. Tell me who the very first and the very last draft pick of the Steelers was, guys. Well, it's 100. I mean, Mike's right, but I don't think that he got it because he knew it or even figured it out. Because as I'm reading it on the board, he's literally changing his answers to it.
Yeah. After somebody already said it. Yeah.
I didn't
See,
have
there's not. Of course, you would say that.
Not buying it.
The thing is, when the camera's looking at your face, there's literally no way that you could even prove what you're saying. So I'm just going to assume that you got it off the board.
You know what happens when you assume.
Well, with you, I do know because again, you had the answer entirely wrong, and then once I started seeing it on the board, then you changed your answer. So again, coincidence, I'm sure.
You always go, "Is that your final answer?" And I will either say yes.
No, you stopped. Now you stopped at the final answer. He's like, "Oh, you know what? Let me switch this from Johnny Unitas to William Shakespeare." Yeah, okay. All right, so that is the correct answer, guys. William Shakespeare was, Mike, in 1936. He was a halfback from Notre Dame, drafted 3rd overall. Was our very first draft pick in team's history. And, of course, last year, the 229th pick from Central Michigan, cornerback Dante Kent, was the last pick, guys, the first and the last. There you go. Mike cheated. Everybody on the board, congratulations, because you did get it right. And I'm sure Mike is thankful for that as well. He didn't frame his answer, and you didn't frame your answer in the form of a question either, so I can't give it.
This is not Jeopardy.
Oh, sorry. we
Who
tried.
is Vanilla Thunder?
We tried.
Hell yeah, brother.
Vegas said this, so you want us to believe the name William Shakespeare just popped in your head. I was born in the morning, but it wasn't this morning. Vanilla, come on.
I know. Yes, because it always William Shakespeare played for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Not only was he writing sonnets,
because out of every single Steeler that played from back in the day, you figured he was the very first one ever picked.
I knew he was an old-timey name. So
and you went from Johnny Unitas.
I threw that was
Johnny Unitas who played.
I knew we were older than that.
Like
so I
who
threw a
played in the
Hail
Super
Mary.
Bowl era.
Johnny
Unitas who played in the Super Bowl era. You
You
went from a guy that played in the Super Bowl era to William Shakespeare, just like
to a
that.
guy born in 1539.
William Shakespeare played for the
Never
Steelers.
going to convince me. You're never going to convince me.
I'm
Never.
like Big Ben throwing a dart
Like
to
Vegas
Antonio
is.
Holmes in the end zone.
Tortilla says Vanilla was at the draft. I saw him there. Saw him or completely missed the point. Laughed my ass off. Good Lord. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Guys, again, football tonight. The UFL kicks off Birmingham takes on Louisville. That's at 8 o'clock tonight. There's also 2 games tomorrow in the UFL and 1 on Sunday to get some American football kicked off for us here in the spring. A couple of things I do want to say, Finch. Did you hear about Puka Nacua? Everybody knows Puka Nacua, of course. Guys, listen to this. Rams star wide receiver Puka Nacua is currently facing serious legal allegations involving physical misconduct and offensive remarks. A woman has filed for a restraining order claiming Puka Nacua shouted, "Fuck all the Jews," during a dinner before allegedly biting her shoulder. These disturbing reports have surfaced while the wide receiver is already under scrutiny for separate incidences involving insensitive social media gestures. And you got to remember, Mike, it was Puka Nacua's brother was stealing a Thero's SUV down there in Los Angeles about a month and a half or so ago. Puka Nacua. I didn't know that maybe he's a bit of a head case, Mike. A wide receiver, a head case? Should it surprise us?
I saw online someone said he is speed running Antonio Brown's career.
Puka want to be a Steeler is what Tortilla saying.
Exactly.
Damn, Puka, Vegas saying. And Mike, what do you think? Puka.
He's a nutcase, but that kind of goes hand in hand with today's NFL of being a great receiver. There has to be that one. He is that one. He has taken up the mantle of the modern day Antonio Brown.
See, this is what I think. Sommer's a brilliant mind because this is why. Mike, next time, write the answer down. I'm gonna have you start writing your answer down and pushing it against the screen. That way we can see, because otherwise, I know that you cheated.
Cody, if you're still here, you now have a friend on the enemy list. Somber just made the
You just made the list.
Thank you.
That way people think it's just a guess. Puka Nakua also, guys, Penguins are back at it tomorrow, Mike. That is 5:00 game. They will be hosting the not Minnesota, but the Dallas Stars, Mike, with just 10 games left. The Pirates, they have today off after their opener yesterday. They'll be back at it tomorrow. Mitch Keller will be on the hill against the Mets for game 2 of 3. And again, as we were saying, the UFL and also NCAA all the way through the weekend. Like by the end of the weekend, we're going to come back and there's going to be a Final Four set. So a lot of sports going on this weekend, not just keeping our eyes on what the Steelers got going on. And I'm going to be watching some UFL. Again, I'm ready for some American football. Again, the talent isn't anywhere. The margin is so big between the NFL and the UFL, but at the end of the day, it is football. And they did the new rule changes. If you remember, Mike, the plus 50 or plus 60-yard field goal.
Yeah.
It's worth 4 points. So just kind of something new as well to keep your eye on as we do have football starting tonight. The UFL again, 8:00 tonight, Birmingham at Kentucky. What do we got here? Oh, yeah, I do want to say this. As all these sports are going on, you might want to get your drink on. Finch, you know all about getting your drink on. Do stop by and get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner, now available with the Eagle in 12-packs and 6-packs. And you could also get them where cases are sold as well. Duquesne Pilsner, the people there are fantastic. They always go out of their way to help us promotion-wise. And we always have Duquesne Pilsner here at the studio on tap, Mike. Delicious beer made right here in Pittsburgh. And it says right on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Finch, what do you got, man? Anything? Final thoughts on the show today? Anything that we talked about stick out? Any?
The thing that sticks out to me is the quadriplegic from Maryland who, what we opened the story with has carried this entire show, has made for great running gags, has been wonderful, and I've had a fun time. Thanks for having me on today. Glad to be back. Hopefully, I'm back more often now. My schedule's kind of settled, and I got this throat issue, and my voice is back. Good stuff, man. I'm really looking forward to April. The big draft coming up, all the stuff going on around it's going to be fun. I'm hoping to get down there at least one of those days and hoping to get down there with you guys as well. So it should be a lot to look forward to coming up here in the coming weeks.
We're glad to have you back, Finch. Always great thing having you back. Hope your throat feels better.
Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better.
Do this also, guys. If you haven't had a chance, do swing over and check out our social media. You could follow us over there to keep up with what's going on with the two Dum Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. You can check us out on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Swing over. Just follow us. Again, you could always keep up with what's going on with the show. And if you haven't had a chance yet, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like, the sub, the share, or even leave a comment. It all helps in the algorithm, guys, and we appreciate it all. Thank you so much. Mike, what about you? Your thoughts for today?
My thoughts for today are William Shakespeare was one of the greatest draft picks of all time. No, I'm with Finch, man. The quadriplegic is going to carry me throughout the day. But what else, man? Aaron Rodgers, figure it out, guys. Steelers, come on. I'm tired of playing the guessing game day in, day out. But once again, great show. The board, you guys were on fucking fire.
Board killing it.
Vegas says Peach has played football for them and still has her uniform. That isn't how she got the guys' uniforms. Tyrone says, "Damn, this was the longest show I think yet."
It's up there. It's up there. We had an epic 4-hour one on trade deadline day.
Yeah, we had some long ones, but yeah, you're right. Also, what else? It is Friday, guys. So much going on. Again, we'll be back at our regular time on Monday to get into everything that goes down this weekend and anything else that comes up with our Steelers. Guys, we'll certainly be keeping our eye on that as we get through the weekend. Yet there's still 27 days, only 27 days, till the NFL draft. Little over 3 weeks, Mike. 3 whole weeks, and then the 6 days. It's going to take you right to the draft here in Pittsburgh. It's going to be great. A lot of things, a lot of people certainly coming to town. Looking forward to that.
Can't wait.
I do think that is everything for today, guys. I just want to apologize. I do want to apologize. I didn't get this last section of the comments today, but you know that I do read them all every day. We appreciate them, and I will read them. I promise you. I swear I will. But I do think that this is it, guys. I think this is the show. Mike, what have any big plans for the weekend?
Oh yeah, I got help some friends on Saturday. I got to help my family on Sunday. So I'm just going to be working like a dog the entire weekend and probably drinking like a fish.
All right, that that holds water. Finch, who do you got planned for the weekend, man?
Holds water, fish. I get it. Yeah, good one. No, nothing out of the ordinary. I tend to work every weekend. Saturday, Sundays are work days for me. So really that's pretty much it. I'm off this evening. I have some good friend of mine, a mutual friend of ours, Ryan Dinker. You remember Dinker? He's coming over
Love Dinker.
with his daughter, who is my daughter's age. We're gonna hang out and eat pizza and play video games. So that's gonna be the highlight of my weekend is tonight. So hanging out with old friends, having a good time, spending the rest of the weekend slinging meat at the old dog shop. That's what I'll be doing.
Right.
So
hey, man,
it is what it is, man.
Got to do, man. Well, guys, we want to say thank you so much. I want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging and checking us out today. We certainly appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. I want to say to everybody on the board, thank you. We couldn't do it without you. You always keep things interesting here on the show. The Terrible Board does. And you are the lifeblood of the show. You really are. You truly are. Thank you. And again, enjoy the game balls. The game balls earned today were certainly worth. They were certainly worth and certainly deserved and earned. And also anybody that's at home listening, watching, maybe at work, in the car, at the gym, wherever you may be, thank you too. Somber says, spend the weekend slinging meat. Sounds like Cody's weekend. Not the meat whip. Vegas is saying, spend the weekend. Duquesne Pilsner, the cane that is legal. There you go. Vegas, this is, you know what, this is probably going to definitely be a dad versus daughters Mario Kart.
That's 100% what we're going to be playing is some Mario Kart. We got the new Mario Kart. We got all the controllers. That's what we're doing. We're playing.
Well, that sounds fun. It sounds fantastic. And I wish everybody that's part of the show, everybody that watches, everybody that's on the board, I hope that you have a safe weekend. It's supposed to be not bad. The weather is getting warmer. It's working its way up.
The rain is over. That's the best part. It was so rainy yesterday. It was an absolute mess. So hopefully we're done with the rain.
Absolutely. Absolutely. John says, Ryan, I texted you. Did you give me a fake number like a No, I didn't, but I did get your messages. He sends me over something. You remember Art Bell? Art Bell, he used to be on the radio.
Oh, yeah. Coast to Coast AM.
Coast to Coast AM. And
yeah,
John
amazing.
Me over
fucking
a couple
awesome.
of those links for the Art Bell show. But yes,
I
got
it.
Appreciate them, sir. Vegas,
Classic.
make sure the controllers are all charged up, Finch.
They charge
all
them all
for
day.
you. I'm on a 15-day hitch. Catfished, Vegas says. Mike, Finch, anything else? Speak now, forever hold your peace before we head into this weekend. All right, guys, I think that's going to be it. Again, we'll be back on Monday to do it all over again. I hope everybody has a safe weekend. Stay out of trouble. Again, a lot of sports. We'll be back to talk about all that and much, much more on Monday. I think that's it, guys. For Finch, for Derpy, for Mike, for myself, for RB, for Chop, everybody, guys, have a great weekend. We'll see you back on Monday morning. Have a good one. Bye-bye.